Hello.
Hi, Diana.
Hey, hi.
I meant to let you know that I checked earlier this morning and the video for last week's class is not yet posted.
Isn't?
I tried to catch up on the points that I missed and I couldn't see it.
Let me, Vera, your sound is reverbing.
Sorry, working on
I see you're home.
I'm home. I'm home. Thanks. Yeah. And by the way, as you noticed last class, I move this up so I can see you on the other. Yeah, it was a long
Like,
weekend of traveling, but I'm home. Um, Class files, shared drives, Illustrator. August. Oh, you're right.
yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
that's
Let
all
me
right.
see if
That's
I
all right.
haven't. I must have uploaded it, or did I never upload it? August 6th, August 5. I'm digital design techniques isn't there either. Is that possible? Ah, it isn't either. I ran off after that and I never finished it. I'm so sorry.
I know you were leaving and travel, and I do the same thing. So it's not
I
a
thought I'd
criticism, but
caught
if you
up
could
with
just
all
put it
my
ahead.
links. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, but I'll post up today. I'll post both the here as we speak. Let me download them so that they'll be ready because they take a while to download and then to upload. But anyway, as we talk and while we're waiting for people to show up, I'll just download them at least. Wow.
Okay, thank you.
Before they become, here's the digital sign techniques from August 6th. Okay, that's bizarre. And here's the illustrator from August 6th. Well, can't get them all right, can you? Yeah, next time, sometimes if that happens, people let me know. Then I go do it, but I don't go back to check. So,
Okay.
anyway, thanks for telling me, and then I'll fix that when we're done in class. Okay. Let me put this over there. That's the recordings. Okay. Um, there we go. Let me share this and this. So yeah, don't know where everyone else is, but the good news is you two are the ones who did some homework and put some stuff in there. So, I'll get to talk to you two. Moni put some stuff in there too, but mainly it was Vera and Curtis, you two who did any homework. So, Vera, here's yours first. Um, I love that you have kept going with all these little houses, right? And again, I can't make them any bigger than whatever it is. But one thing I'm noticing is, and that you made a point here of saying how you've been renaming them, copying them, and making layers. And this is the one thing that at the beginning of class was missing for you. Like you had things that were kind of scattered around when you were making things and it was hard to put them together. And now look at that. You have the porches and the windows and of the different. What I don't see here is each house put together, like all of this house in one group or all of that house in group. Maybe I'm just seeing like all the parts and pieces, which is wonderful in itself. And I'm wondering if you could go a little bit further and then just grab all the stuff from there if you lock down the two backgrounds, right? And the little shapes that make the background water, then you can just do a selection of this and all those pieces together, then say group. And then you'll have like, first, second, third, fourth, fifth house. You know what I mean? And then
Yes.
within all those pieces, you'll have the porch, the door, the whatever. Because right now, if it says window 4, window 5, window 7, it could be all the different windows, you know? So just that's the only thing I would add to this. Selecting each house. Now that's
I
not
just,
work if you have some
time I look
parts
back
locked.
at my layers, if I see anything called path, it worries me. I have to go name it to keep me honest so I don't have trouble later on.
Yeah, it's a
And now
good
that I'm
point.
looking at the picture I sent you, I see a whole bunch of paths on the right side
Oh,
that
maybe
I
it's not the
forgot to,
latest link. But yeah.
yeah.
Um, the thing too is that the thing that I just told you to do won't work if you have parts of them locked, right? You have a lock here, a lock there, a lock there. So just for when you're doing this, unlock everything, then do a big old grab of this. And then when you say group, all of those parts and pieces will be put together on their group, and then you call it house one, house two, house three. Then you can relock whatever for whatever reason you had them locked. You can sometimes you have the porch lock so you can work on the surfboard or whatever. Then you can relock them internally. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Quick question on that. When you grab, say, house one and you
Mhm.
group it, you're not really you're grabbing all those individual layers or paths, and it's not creating a new, it's not duplicating anything. It's just
No,
reorganizing
it's just
into.
putting them together. Yeah. Do you have the file, Vera? Do you want to share the screen and
Sure.
we'll show it? I mean, hi, Barbara. How are you? Let me stop my
I'm
share.
sorry, I started doing dishes. I cooked all day yesterday. I had all these pans to wash.
No problem.
No, I don't have
Here
to
we
cook for a
go.
week.
So right now, if you go ahead and unlock the things that are locked for now, that way, in case that happens to belong to the door, the house that we that we're trying to collect. There's a couple more that are locked up there at the top. Maybe you have some more at the bottom. But just because right now having so many layers, you keep scrolling. I mean, you might be going all the way even lower. I don't know how much further you're going.
It
Now,
needs to go lower.
with your selection tool, just do a little box around it. Make sure to lock, no, make sure to lock the background though. Go to wherever you have your background stuff and lock that. So lock those two so they stay completely uninvolved. Um, and now do a little box around that.
Huh.
Oh,
What happened
okay.
there?
So
Well,
Command Z.
I don't like the way
And the
this
thing is
looks.
that no, I look where, find where those things are. Where were those? Go ahead and Command Z. And it looks like it's there, right
that
there.
was the water.
Yeah, so grab that one and put it down there next to the layer that's the background, right? Because it's, see how it's a little blue there? So that's the one. That's the water. So drag it down to the bottom or, above. I would put it above because if you put it underneath it, I don't, you drag it one above if that's your water. Like try it there and then lock it too so that doesn't get selected either. Cool. And now go ahead and make a box around that stuff.
Where
Okay.
is?
And now say group. Now, um, hold on. This thing here would tell you to do a group it looks like oh, you do have house one already done. Hold on, stop for a minute there and turn this eyeball on and off to see if that is all of house one.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you had house one done already, and it looks like you might even have house two. Go ahead and do house two.
Not all of house
Not
two.
all of it. Okay. So then go ahead and grab all of that. Don't go a little bit higher up because I think you didn't touch yeah, you didn't touch
Or
mm,
the
the
weather
little
vane.
weather vane. There you go. Now see all of these pieces together with number two were really house two. So now Command G. Okay, now call that one house two
That is
or
not
number two
what
or
I
whatever.
want.
Cool. And then do it to the next one and the next one. And it just becomes more handleable here to not have 8,500. Don't forget to go far enough to get the top little weather vanes and stuff. Yeah, that one doesn't have one at the top. Good. So now house three. And so on and so forth.
Really
This one, start from
shortens
the
it.
top. Don't forget this stuff. No, you forgot the top stuff. You got to go start a bit higher because the little flag didn't get included. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Now
But
this
I
one
picked
is
up the
catching.
neighbor.
Yeah, so maybe you went a bit too far. So try again and do like that. Maybe you have something that's joined. No, because now you're not grabbing that. No, there's something up there. Go ahead and select this area like that. And let's see what comes up. Just select, do like this and select that whole area to see what you might have there. Like click and drag and let go. And let's see if something
I
grabs.
had to get to my email.
Is anything getting grabbed?
No, not that I can see.
Okay, now go ahead and select just your like the
Wait,
weather vane or
I
something to see
see.
if there's something there still. Oh, something moved. Command Z. Or that's just something that you turned on that wasn't turned on before, probably. Okay. Go ahead and select these pieces to see if maybe that thing also comes up. Maybe it's part of that. To select that one. No, that's alone. Okay, that's house 5 or whatever. And then we can discover what that other thing up in the air is. So group that. That one up there, house 5.
Why can't I find my email?
Okay, great. So now if you grab all the houses and put them one on top of the other, you have a lot of loose stuff left, which is probably house 4, right? But then we can discover when you select, go ahead and select just this bottom, and let's see if that big stuff gets selected. No. So it's something here. So go ahead and select just this now, the other way around. Click away and select just that. No, 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 no. Just this to see what that big thing is. It seems like it might be connected to this. Yeah. So there's something there. Click just on the flag. Yeah, there's something there and it looks like it's in house 5. No, and go behind, don't double click, like back out, say escape. Notice when you click on this, like when you grab this area, maybe it's the pole. Over here, do me a favor, just to clarify things. Why don't you put the houses together? Like here you had house 1, house 2, house 3. Grab house 4 and put it, where is house 4? I can't see. I need to put you in a better screen so I can see.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
grab house 4. Oh, we didn't do house 4 yet. Grab house 5, which is that one, and drag it down and put it above house 3. So go grab house 5 and put it right above house 3 there. And so then you have this, which is something you brought. Okay, so now you have
There it
all
is.
of these right there are probably house 4. You know what I mean? So now let's start clicking on them individually over here to see which one extends over there. So now we're going to have pieces of this be selected, and one is going to extend over here. Okay, nothing yet. Keep going. Click on that flag. There. Yeah, it is the flag. See how you have a big box around the flag? So go ahead and grab that flag. Hold on. Click the flag. That's where it's coming from. Click over here on the flag. So it's only the flag. Okay. Now grab your flag and drag it down so we can see what that thing is up there. Like grab that flag. Oh, wait. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Leave it where it is. I meant over here. Let's do this. Open the flag to see what's included in the flag. Open the little flag group here. No, in the layers. Open the flag group now here. Either place, but just open the little air, not there now. Now you left the flag there. Flag. Yeah. And flag again. Open the flag. Like when I say open, there's a little
Oh, I see,
triangle there. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So now one of these is somewhere out there. Like click on this little guy, each one individually. Okay, that's right there. The next one. Okay, the next thing. Okay, maybe it's the 2 green paths. Go down underneath. Ah, that might be up here. So can you drag this down so we can look because it was up higher here. So drag this out so we can look up here. And put your space bar down. No, not that. Like space bar down, space bar down, space bar, space bar. Yeah, now drag down. No, not the house itself. That house, in fact, is fine. I'm trying to see if we can see more. Maybe that's the most you can see. I was trying to see over there. Okay. So let me stop you for a minute before you keep doing stuff that's in the way. Can you drag it over there? I'm just trying to see that there's something hiding behind this that is being selected. Hold down your space bar and click and drag left. Yeah, and down, down now, down, down. Okay, so somewhere over here, okay, something is being selected, and it might be these two little green paths. So go ahead and click on them, and let's see if we can see.
But the eyeball's not showing it to me, so there's just
There's it. There it is.
delete it.
There it is. Look at that. It's that weird little thingy. So yeah, delete it. And what's the other one? There it is again. Okay, delete it. Good. Now you're fine. Now you can select this and create your your house 5. But don't forget to include the flag.
Yeah.
Okay, now say group. And now that's your house 5 or house 4, sorry. Okay, and then you have one weird thing here, which I don't know what it is. You can turn it on to see what this eyeball is, house 4. Perfect. And then turn this eyeball on to see what that loose thing is. Oh, it's the linked, it's your
Oh, here's a question for you. My source file was way over there.
yeah, so it's fine to have it here as your source.
It's back and forth to go over there. So I
Yeah, just
brought
bring
in
it
another
nearby.
one,
Yeah, that's
and
perfect.
it just caused me confusion.
No, that's fine. You have it there. That's fine. You call it, it's that linked file, and that's great. And now you can drag it over on, put it on top of everything or below everything or whatever. But here you have house 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. So now it's see how you had this long list of elements before? Now, when you want to work on house 4 or house 5, you just open that of house 5, and then you know that the doors or whatever that's in there. Like go ahead and open house 5, which is the one you're still working on. Good. So now you know that that door, and you had porch 5, 5 door, whatever, but now it's even easier because now when you open that door, does that make sense?
Yes, much easier to
Yeah, you want to go
Right.
back and get the door from 2 to repurpose it to put on 6. You just open 2, copy the door, and then you paste it in 6 or 7, whatever you're making next. Does that make sense? And
yes.
it repurposes and reshape
So
it.
when you're working, do you go get that linked file and bring it along? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, I think this is a great idea. If you're copying something like this, you're not copying like doing a copy paste, you're imitating it, so you say.
yeah?
Then this is a perfect solution to have it nearby. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to go back and forth.
Then I could just delete it at the
And
end.
when you're done, you just, yeah, turn it off or delete it or whatever.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you so much.
perfect solution.
Can
I
I
have to say,
interject?
I felt a lot more success with this session.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm loving it. This was the part you've been doing the shapes much better than you were doing before. So you're doing great in that sense. But on top of that, at the very beginning, your files were a mess. So this is incredible. This was easy to just put them into 145. You already had all the parts and pieces. See, house 5 already had porch and door of house 5 and so on. But now it'll be even easier to isolate. It's hard to work in your layers when you have like 2,500, right? When I teach them files organizing class in Mac level 1, or even the iLife where I teach how to organize photos, one of the things I say is don't make 850 main folders. Make 10 main folders like financial or trips or whatever. And inside of that, you can have documents, plans, file, like make some big folders that everything falls into. If you're a writer, make something that's called all my writing. And then inside of that, you have your novels, your articles, your journals, your like subsets. Make it easier than to have 250 big ones. There's 20 doors, which is the right door. Now You know
Yeah.
that the doors of house 3 will be inside of 3 and the doors of house 2 will be inside of house 2. So it just makes it much more handleable. That said, on top of everything, it's amazing. You're doing an incredible job of these little houses. And I actually kind of like this one. You actually, I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but the original door is just a door. But the fact that you have this little angle there, it kind of looks like you're beginning to open the door. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it actually looks kind of, if you want to zoom in,
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
when I increased the sample, it appeared that the door was slightly open, but
a little jar. Oh, this one. Yeah, that one has a, so I
oh,
like that you were beginning
now that
to
should
work
have
on that.
been,
Well, you can grab those shot. Those are stroked. You can
Yeah,
just fill them, right? With a
yeah,
color that's a little bit darker. But I kind of like that effect that I hadn't seen because when you post them, you're not posting them individually. You're posting the whole thing. So in the Padlet, it's really small. So now that you're approaching them, we can see the detail that's going into that. Look at the detail that's going into these shapes, you guys. She's doing an amazing job.
How do
and
you
then
get the pattern of the clapboards? Is that a stroke or is that a pattern?
I
The
use the line. When do you choose the line or when do you choose the rectangle?
No, by the way, Curtis, no, this isn't a pattern. He's talking because he's asking patterns. No, this is you could have made pink rectangles with red strokes and put them one on top of the other. Can you scroll down a teensy bit more? So we can see the whole house that you've made. No, 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 not the fake one. I want to see yours. So move that out of the way or
Where
turn
did
the
I
ball off.
put it?
But yeah, there we go. But had you made rectangles, right? Then the rectangles would have been uh rec where's my pencil? Would have finished rectangularly. Does
Yeah.
that make
there
sense?
it
And then you'd have another one here, rectangularly, and all of them would have had a stroke. And then you would have had to like put something on top to hide that, which might have worked or not, versus by having your pink
is.
shape have that shape and then just have lines that have a color creating it. That's perfect. That's good enough, right? You could have done it both ways, but this is simpler and perfectly practical because again, rectangles are rectangles, right? And then you would have had to do one of those things where you grab a shape and you put on top then you say minus and then that would cut it. But that's 3 more steps versus what you did is just make the rectangle, make it pink, and then put little lines on it. Just repeat, make one line, repeat, repeat, and then you go, you have your pattern.
So scroll over to the
You
left.
wouldn't be able to use patterns for this, Curtis.
Okay.
It would have
But
been not worth it, but
scroll over to the left and how do you get the shipboard?
this
Um,
one,
no, further over to the left.
keep going to the left. Okay. Keep going to the left.
Keep going. Might be the next one. No. One more? No.
I
It
Oh,
is
okay. See,
don't.
you can just see it on the orange one, the yellow house with the orange.
the one that's the original one. She didn't do that one.
Oh,
This
oh,
is
I'm saying, okay,
I
okay.
didn't do this one, didn't finish this one, didn't
Oh,
do.
but you mean this, that it's a little bit uneven?
Right. Is
Yeah,
that
so can you zoom
that's a
into this
brush?
for a minute, Vera? This one, you mean?
Yes.
Like this? So that could be one of those effects that I showed you that you put on a side to have each edge is a little bit cut differently, right? Or in this case, if you really pay attention, maybe this one's indent is similar to that one, and that one's out dead is similar to that one, and then you just copy paste around. But yeah, this one's going to take a bit more work. But remember all those effects that I showed you where you can bend the edges a little bit?
Effects.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
So you just probably grabbed all the lines and bent the edges of a few of these and did it in a different matter. See how the top is straight and the bottom is, but that's not a pattern either. That's individual.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but this one she has yet to do. She's almost there.
Good
Don't
work.
stop just because the class is over, guys. Don't stop because you can keep posting in the Padlet and then you'll know more for the next time around. And I keep saying the next time around because Vera is someone who has been taking this class a few times and each time she gets better and better. And for those of you who wonder whether, hey, have I learned everything that she can teach in Intro to the Illustrator? No, because each time I kind of focus on different things and some things I kind of dive into each time, like creating the shapes, grouping, organizing and stuff like that. But one time I might be working on a certain type of shapes, another time another type of shapes, different tools, different features. So there's always something new. But each time you do this, the more practice you get. Moni isn't here today, but that's what she's been doing. She just keeps getting little bits and pieces, and mainly during the time allotted to the class, you get to practice. And if you're like Vera or Curtis, they keep working behind, then, and Christina did some stuff in Illustrator, but she already showed it to me in the digital design techniques class today. So that's perfect, because then you get to practice different things. Let me go back over here because, so that was Vera's example. And that's great. Then Moni's not here right now. She's going to try to come, but she wasn't sure she could
Wow.
make it. But this is her practice of the turtle that we all did the other day. She kept working with each little bit and piece, and she did the bubbles, and she did the leaves and whatever, and she just look at the life she gave it, and it's the same assignment that the rest of us did, but she kept going with it, right? So then if you look at, mainly I love her, not that I don't love her turtle itself too, but you can see over there that she has turtle front tail texture, so she, shell texture, compound path. And we're going to talk about today we're going to work a bit more on compound path, head side texture. So she began to fill each little piece. And then by naming them, she has complete control, right, of each one of these pieces. She can go into this little group, which I believe is one of these little feet here. And you can go and see what she put in there and there and there. So she probably had to close up some of these paths that when I quickly selected the whole foot got one tone, she went and closed them so that she could give one texture to that, one texture to that, one texture to that, right? When you look at the one that I posted, which I just filled a little bit and that's it. Where's mine? Here. When I selected this fin, right? In my scan, whoops, in my scan, all of this got selected and filled with green at once, right? So all of this got selected with the dark brown. So what she had to do is she had to go and like close that so that then you could give one color to this, one to that, one to that, one to that. Does that make sense? Or even the top. She has one color on the sides, one on the top, but you have to have those shapes made. And that's what she took the time to do over here, right? To give this its own color, that its own color, that each one of these three its own color. But that's all it took. And then you just fill, right? Each one of these she filled separately with different things. And so it looks like it's much more 3D. And then she put the bubbles and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so it's just time and practice. Okay. So well done with that, even though Moni's not here. Maybe her ears are burning. And then Curtis has been asking me about patterns. Um, I want to, I did a lot of patterns when I used to work as a designer for a company where we did a lot of products. And one of the products we created was a wrapping paper. So we had to do a lot of patterns. And so one thing that's missing here, and I gave you some links, is the fact that to make a pattern, you don't usually create the pattern as much as this. Well, okay, here this one's better because you're beginning to create the fact that when that fits into that, they need to match, right? And so that's what you were doing. So over here on this one, I gave you two links.
Oh, good.
First
Thank
one
you.
is the link to the regular Adobe instructions on how to make a pattern, which is this one. And see, in order to create this pattern, what you need to create is this, which is what you're beginning to do. So you create something like this, and then you cut it up in such a way that when this gets assembled next to the next one, right?
Yes.
Then it brings a piece of that and it brings a piece of this, and then you get your pattern, right? So anyway, here's the whole instructions of how to do it. Now at the very top, it says, before you deep explore text to pattern, powered by Firefly, it helps you create scalable editable patterns quickly using a text prompt. Now, this is new. This is again, AI. I have Adobe Firefly is the Adobe tool that's artificial intelligence. And it's a new one. So I linked to it and I read about it, and it looks like you can write something like flora and fauna on navy blue, and it created this pattern. Now, on the other hand, I don't know that you can create the pattern that you want, but I haven't used it yet. Here it says use a pattern and geometric pattern, flat design, and it created something. Now, is that you creating it? I don't know. This to me, I don't
Yeah,
know. Could you then tell it what you did here is you want this pattern that you took from that picture, I believe of is it Copacabana or Rio
yeah.
you showed me? And you're creating your own version, right? So I don't know if you could select this and go into that text to pattern and have it make a pattern out of that. So basically what I said here is explore it and then tell me. Right? I'd like to know. So my answer was, the first link is how I've done them for 25 years. And then the second link is takes you to the new AI tool that I haven't used. So I would love to
There
learn
they are.
whether you can make your pattern using this text to pattern where you say use this and create a pattern out of it. That would be so cool because otherwise it was quite a bit of work to create a pattern. But if you could select this and say, make a pattern out of this, wow, talk
That'd
about
be great.
saving everyone a huge amount of time. So practice it and try it and tell me. Okay, so I
Yeah,
give you the
yeah.
links. Now you just go play. And I don't have, I know that I won't have the time this week. I'm doing construction. My son is sick and I'm preparing for the fall classes. So there's no chance I'll be able to delve into this one. But I didn't even know it existed until you asked me and I researched and I went, oh, there's a new text to pattern tool. How cool is that? So I have no idea. So I'll let you do the research and tell
Well,
me.
thank you for pointing me in a direction.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, thank you for by asking things, then I push and I look a bit further. But anyway, yeah, the first link I gave you, that's how we've done patterns forever. You put a certain amount of elements, and as long as you leave the right amount of spaces and elements, and then when it gets repeated, and you don't have weird holes. So you test it, you try it, and then
Yeah.
it just kind of then when you're done and you've got the right pattern, then you give it the shape and you go here, fill, and vroom, it fills with your pattern that you made. And it's really cool. And then you might need to go and move one piece a little because it didn't fit. So you, depending if you did it, perfectly or not, or if it's supposed to be a haphazard pattern. It's really cool. But yeah, that feature hasn't changed for 20 years. It's been the same process for 20 years. So this is the first time there's anything new in how to make a pattern. All right, so that's it for your guys' exploration. I did want to mention that's not really it because Christina did you put it in the digital design techniques that you posted, or was it just questions, Christina? I think it might have been just questions that you asked.
Where is it?
Let me go back to the dashboard. Are you there, Christina?
Sorry, I didn't know I was on mute.
No, that's fine.
No, I haven't posted it yet. I
No,
could
you didn't
post
post it. Okay,
It's
you
still
had some
in
questions that
process,
were about
but
Illustrator. Okay. She
yeah.
asked me a lot. She was in the digital Artists this morning, and she asked me a lot of questions that were basically Illustrator questions. So she's been doing work with Illustrator, but you didn't post it yet. So anyway, so
Post it
that's
right
fine.
now.
Cool. So something about flexing and reflecting and mirroring, and so we did a lot of that. But okay, cool. All right, so let's head over to Illustrator. Head over to Illustrator, and so one big missing this time, as I said, each time I teach it a bit differently, but the one thing that I want to make sure we get a lot of time with is with colors in Illustrator. So let's go ahead and do a new file.
Okay. let
Build
me get
custom
it.
4x4, 5x5 4-page. Where's that? This discover box, when it appears, I never know how to get rid of it. Escape. There we go.
Okay, file new.
Go to search. Okay. File new. And if it's the one we've been creating, it'll just appear. But if not, if you
Okay.
haven't been creating it, then just make it 5x5 by 4 artboards. Okay.
All right.
That's our kind of beginning setup.
I found those downloaded files someplace and I can't find them now. I don't know where they went.
This is not, we're starting from scratch. We're not downloading anything, so you're fine. Okay. So now, let's make some boxes here. Let's start by making a square. And it doesn't matter if it's perfectly square or rectangular, but if you want it to be perfectly square, then hold down the shift key and this will only allow a square to happen, right? So make a square. I'm going to zoom in a bit to this page. And we're going to take the stroke out of the way. So we're going to say no stroke and we're going to give it a color. I don't know. I'm going to start with this bright pink color there, for example. So now we have a square. Now I want to make a pattern of these, not a pattern, it's different. I want to repeat this one. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down my Option or Alt key. And then holding down my Shift key, I'm going to pull one more out. And then I'm going to pull one more out and it's going to stop at exactly the right space because of the smart guides. And there we go. We have 3. Then I'm going to select these 3, hold down the Option key and drag out. And we're going to put that one there. And then drag out and put that one there again, waiting for the guides to tell me that it's perfect. And in just 2 little movements, I've got my perfect little pattern. I don't really care if it's perfect. We're just going to work on colors. But showing you how to do it where you automatically are getting it all ready to go from the beginning is just, why not? If you can, do it that way. So give me a yes when you're done with creating this initial set. And then we'll move forward. And let's go ahead and save this file and save it when called colors practice or learning colors or whatever you want to do with that. And then give me a big ol' yes. Christina and Barbara, whenever you're done, let me know. Oh, I gotta finish my tea that I had this morning. I'm still desperately
keep
searching for my
asking.
big mug that I used to drink tea from when I was teaching. Cannot find. One of my kids must have taken it. I'd have been double the size and I make this big thing of tea and I
Cut.
teach all morning and all afternoon with that tea.
Diane, I'm sorry. What did you say to hold down? Shift key?
I held down the Option key.
Option
So
key.
when you hold down the Option key and the Shift key, actually, so watch. I make the first one. The Option key copies it, but I might not put it in the right spot. So if I'm also holding down the Shift key, then it keeps it in line. Now it's not, without the Shift key, it can go anywhere. With the Shift key down, it keeps it in the same line. That's
But
what the
the shift key keeps it a square, right?
Now, to make it, yeah, if I make a shape, right, and I hold the Shift key down, then it forces it to be a square, okay? So that's the first time I use the Shift key. But notice that I'm always using it when I want to constrain something. So there, I constrained it into a square shape. Then I have to leave the square making feature and go back to my selection tool. And once I have that one square, then I can hold down the Option key to duplicate it. But that duplicate can end up anywhere. And it might not, if I'm not, it's harder versus if when I'm making the duplicate, I now also hold down the Shift key, then see how it forces itself to stay in the same exact line? Again, the Shift key
Yes.
is to constrain in the shape. So now it puts it in the right place just because I held down the Shift key. Does that make sense? So the Shift key is additional and I can or not use it. It just helps, right? And then I selected both of those and I went down and then I held the Shift key so that I wouldn't like go somewhere down. I would just go straight down. That's when I held the Shift key. Okay. So that's how you do that. But you could
Oh,
also just
man.
copy paste and drop a bunch of boxes anywhere and that would work. You want to share your
My computer's not working the way you
share your screen so I can help you with it? So you
I'm
can
sorry, I'm such a pain.
No, go ahead and share your screen. It's easier when I'm seeing you, then you do it and then we keep going. No need to apologize. Y'all.
Are we on share?
Not sharing yet.
Well, I lost you.
Possible that you were beginning to share when I was still
Screen
sharing.
sharing.
Try again.
So wait, stop share. Okay. Share, share.
Okay, so go ahead and delete the extra two first. Let's just start with the first. I mean, you have three. I guess you could select them and it's okay, actually. Go ahead. You have three. Okay, you have one. Good. Now select, no, leave one. Go ahead and Command Z, leave one. You got one. Okay, now go and fill it with a color and take the stroke out. So to do that, that way it's easier to see all the lines and everything when you have a color, when it's
Where is
over here in the appearance over here. Go to the color to where it says filled with white and put a color in there.
here?
No, well, you can do it from there too, but I was showing you over here. Do you see the pink lines?
Yes.
You can do that there. Okay, say okay to that. That's fine. Okay. And then I wanted you to get rid of the stroke, and either you can do it again on the far right or you can do it down here. Since you went there for the red, see how right underneath
Yes.
that there's a black outline? Click on the one underneath. That's click on that one underneath and click on it. And then you get to choose none over here. See that box that appeared? The first choice is none. So you're saying no stroke. There we go. So that's just
Oh,
a
the
different
the
way.
diver emblem.
Yeah, but this color box open that we don't need right now to get it out of the way, go ahead and close it. Yeah. Now, there you go. Okay, now let me take all my green stuff off. I had done all that you just did. I had done from the properties panel. Okay, now select that one. Okay, now hold down your option and your shift. Go ahead and your option key first and start dragging it out. Start dragging out a shape and you'll see a shape is, no, you have to hold down the option key. You let it go. Hold down the option key. Now you're dragging out a copy. If you have the shift keys held down, then it'll be in the right spot. Okay, now do it again. Hold down the option key and drag one more out. And this time, now you select all three. So go and click on the top, like do a little, yeah, you can do it with shift, click shift. Now you only
Okay.
I think you only got the top. You might be missing the middle one. So go ahead and click away again. I think you might not have selected the middle one. So click and drag from the white area and make a little net, you know? Yeah. And then
Holding down the shift key?
no, just drag across to
Okay.
the right and select all three. There we go. Okay. Now put your mouse on any one of them. And now hold down the option key again and drag down. There we go. And now drag down the same thing one more time. Put it to
Do I click away first?
No, because you want to select copy those three again. So now one more time. And wait, go up a little bit more. See where the pink there. See how those pink lines are marking that you're right on the spot. And there you go. Nope,
Oh.
you were fine. And there we go. Good. You got your pattern. Now, if you want to center it into the whole page, you can select all of them and center it. That's just details. It's not even that important. But you could do that too. And then it's centered. And
Do I hold the option key down?
yeah. No. You don't want to copy it again. So undo that, Command Z.
And see.
Now just center it and you'll see the pink lines will kind of give you an indication. Move it to the right a bit and then keep moving to the right. Keep moving to the right. And you'll see a big pink line appear. It shows you when you've hit the center. Keep moving to the right a little bit more. There, you've hit the center and now down a teensy bit. And you're just using those pink lines. There we go. See how you have a line to the right and to the bottom?
Yes.
Now you're perfectly centered. All right. Just
Okay.
helping you see how to use those
Thank you.
smart guides to kind of guide you into what to do. All right. Let me share my screen.
Okay, I need to go in.
All right. So,
Do I select them to change the color?
we're going to start on the color right now. I don't care what color you
Okay.
have to start with. Now, there's so many different ways of making colors, but the first thing I wanted to show you is there's the colors that we already know. So when I went to the right here and what you did, Barbara, You went over here. Ugh.
I was trying to get my colored square on top of
Yeah.
like frame.
Yeah, you're fine. What you have is the same thing as I have right now, only yours are red. But when you select a frame, a box, Barbara, you went over here to change the color, which is in,
No, I was trying to get it on top.
well, let me just point, I'm talking to everyone now. Because most people, I never point to this section where she went, and this is a valid place to find colors, but it's more when you want to make your own colors, and say we're going to talk about when to make your own colors. Where I had filled that frame is from here, from the appearance panel way over
Right.
there.
Right.
And when I do that, then I click over here and I have a set of default colors that are called swatches that just come with Illustrator. So if I
Right.
want to select another one of these swatches, I'm going to go there and I'm going to select this one now, and I'm going to select one more. So let's select the top row and paint it with 3 of the swatches that exist that already come with Illustrator, which you can't find down here on the bottom left. You can only find here. Another place you can find them, which not by mistake, but it just happened with what you did, is that you open the color panel. Let's go up to window and color. And you opened it when you clicked on that stuff, but this up here is the color panel that it kind of went, it's kind of hiding up on the top here for me. There we go. The color panel is what appeared for her. I don't know if you remember that for her, it popped up here and I told her to write it over there. But this color panel, we can also pop in here and have it be something that we open and close, okay? And the color panel has 2 portions, the color guide and just the color. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's open the color panel by going up to window and color, okay? Now, depending on what settings you have to start with, you might have had it already up there. The color tends to be at the top in the Essentials Classic, but anyway, now we open it. Okay, so if you use, if you go to the second row, let's grab this guy. And what if you use what Barbara did, which is you go down here to the bottom left. This is called the color picker. When you double click, the color picker opens up. And now this is if you want to create a color outside of that set of default colors that are part of the swatches that come. So here I'm going to use this tall column and I'm going to scroll up and down this tall column to find the kind of color I want. So maybe I want to make a greenish tone, right? So I go over here and I make a greenish tone. And then my old color appears here and my new one appears there. So say I want a greenish, and then I go over here and I want it to be more like greenish blue. So I put it somewhere over there. And then I go over here and I go, okay, this is the color I want, but I don't want it to be so intense. So on the left side, I can control if I want it to be more or less saturated or more or less lighter or darker. So say that if this is the color that I've got right now, then I'm going to go up high to get it to be brighter or darker, but it's the same hue, it's just brighter or darker. Or I'm going to go left to right if I want it to be more or less saturated. So to the right, it's more saturated. To the left, it's so less saturated that it ends up becoming black and white. The final color is black and white. So somewhere in between all of this might be the tone that I'm looking for. So say I want it to be that one. I stop right there. And then when I say, okay, there we go. I've made a new color, a color that doesn't appear in the swatches. Okay. Are we good with that? Y'all created a new color? Now,
No.
okay, so go down to double click on the box right there. And now when you said no, tell me what was confusing or what do you need help with?
Mine doesn't pop up.
Okay, you double click.
Mine looks different than yours. My left.
Okay, share your screen.
I see that.
Okay, so select a box. Don't forget to select a box. If you don't have one selected, it won't work. Okay. And then on the left side, you have them flipped. You have the stroke first and the fill next. So you can click on this little arrow there to flip there. Double click on that. And here's your color picker.
And
This
so
looks
then you
just like
came
mine.
down here.
Yeah, so here you choose color. So you go up and down this thing to cute what we call the hue. So maybe you want a yellowish or an orangish or a bluish and go put it kind
Okay.
of in that area-ish, right? And
Mhm.
then here you choose what tone of that color. Maybe you want it dark or light or blue or black. So go and put your mouse in here and start moving it around. You can either click, you can drag.
Ah.
Over here it's showing you the color that you're creating. Okay.
Okay.
And when you're done, you say okay.
Now, how did you get the,
This one, I grabbed it from the top here and I snapped it into there so that it would stay out of the way. So you have to go, not from the arrow here, from this bar. Grab it from this bar that I just painted. Yeah. And then there, let go. Cool. And now you can just open when you want that one or open when you want that one. Go ahead and do that. Open and close. There. And click again to close it. And then that one and open and click again to close it. You can click on the icon here. You don't need to go to the double-headed arrow. Click on it to open and click on it to close it.
got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now stop your share. You're welcome. Let me share mine. So now we have, just because we liked it, created a new color, meaning out of just looking at it. That's the only reason we created that color. But here's the problem. Let's click away, click on the next one. Now, what if you wanted to paint this color, this box, I'm sorry, that same color? Where do you have it? Because it's not here and it's not there. This is showing me the pink and this is showing me the set pattern. But this one that I made is nowhere. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
You'd have to use
Now,
the eyedropper.
one way is to use the eyedropper.
Isn't
Okay,
it, doesn't it
let's,
show up in your recents?
what do you mean recents?
If you go to your color picker, there's a bar of, pick on your fill, okay? And you've got recent colors. Yours
Where?
doesn't show that. Oh, mine does. What's that going on? Oh,
Yours shows the recent colors?
yeah.
Yes.
Now I'm curious. Show me your recent colors. I've no, that's
Okay.
new. If so, but show me.
Let me go
I was about to show you how to
open
make that
share.
be a color, but now I'm curious. You see a recent colors? That's new and that would be really useful.
Where's my share my screen?
I'm seeing your Zoom right now.
That's not what I want to share. I want to share.
Share the entire screen or
I don't, I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
Share. I hit share on Zoom, correct?
You did share, but I was seeing
Oh, maybe I
your
need to
like
do it.
Safari window. Go
I've
back
got,
and share your Illustrator or at the top, entire screen.
uh,
When you click on the word share, the top
yep.
choice is the entire screen. Do that one, and then I'll see whatever you have. By the way, only Vera wrote in the chat. Can you all go and write in the chat that you're here?
Um,
Where's the shift? There's the up arrow.
I'm not sure what's happening. If you click share, what do you see once you click share?
I have a hold shift to select two desktops.
Oh, I don't need you to do two desktops. Just go to the
Oh, there
top
we go.
and
That
do
one.
entire
There.
screen. Okay. All right. So where's your recent colors? Oh, but that's in the color guide? No,
under appearance,
it's your
and then it says
color.
fill.
No. Yeah,
Right
you have
here.
something called recent colors, which I don't have in your color
And I
palette.
got to it by going to this there. Yeah. See, it pops up there.
Yeah, it's your color panel, but I don't have it in the appearance. Oh, you have an appearance panel there that I don't have. You have, see, this is your appearance panel, not this panel. You've opened the appearance panel window.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
it's a little
Okay,
bit
got it.
different. And
Well,
then in your
okay, there it is.
color guide there, you got it. And you have it here too.
Yeah,
Colors. Wow. Did you update did I not update my,
I did update mine last
what
week.
version do you have? Because I thought I was totally updated. Let me click on my
Illustrator.
about. I'm on 29.6.1 and I did think that I was totally updated because that's new. Let me look at my updates for Illustrator. Oh, yep, there's a 29.7 one and I'm on 29.6 one.
Okay.
So, okay, that's new because I'm like, where's recent color? I've never seen recent color. It makes so much sense. It is
Let me
such a
just stop
useful,
here.
I love it. Sometimes people show me new things that I'm like, yeah, him. But no, that's a goodie. That's a goodie.
Okay.
So let me,
That's how I was going to get the other color.
well, that said, there's always been ways that are more permanent. That, however good
Is
it
new.
isn't permanent. So
Okay.
I still love it, but it's not permanent. But see, when I go to my color panel, see how right here, I don't see, this is where you were seeing the recents, like right
Correct.
above this. Mine doesn't have that. So hopefully it'll appear once I do my upgrade, and that's a great idea. And same when I did here, you had the recents over there, but you also had one more panel that you have sitting there occupying a whole bunch of space that you might want to collapse, which you had the appearance panel. This appearance panel is what you have, and you have it sitting like there, kind of taking up a whole bunch of space.
Yeah, yeah,
I
right
would
about.
grab it and put it in there, and then now you have the appearance panel if you want it, and the color and the whatever, you can have it. That said, when you went over here, same thing, you get the recents, I don't. So everything you showed me, it's because it's a new, an upgraded version. So fine. If you have that, go ahead and then you can choose a less color, but that doesn't make it appear in the default set of colors. So now let me show you how to do that. But first, I'm going to use Vera's idea, which wasn't bad at all. So, I mean, it was a good, it's not bad at all. It sounds like it was not too good. No, it was a great idea. One option is you go to the eyedropper tool. So I'm selecting this new pink one that I want to make that color. And I go to the eyedropper tool. Okay. And then I just point to this. Boom. There you go. I got that color. I got that color. I got this one. I got this one. I can point it to stuff and get the color I want. Okay. Everyone tried the eyedropper tool? Because
Yep.
that's a perfect solution.
Would you mind showing that one more time? We
Yeah.
clicked on the square we wanted to change.
Yeah. And then you grab your eyedropper tool and then you click on a color that you want. And in this case, if I click
Ah,
on the color that I created, then does that make sense?
yes.
So that was a great resource, the eyedropper tool. Okay. Now, what that doesn't do, and now let's leave the eyedropper tool and go back to our selection tool. Otherwise, later people are like, it doesn't work because you're still in the eyedropper tool. So leave the eyedropper tool. We know that one. It's a perfect solution, but it's a temporary solution. And I would believe that the resense is probably going to be a temporary solution as well, meaning it's easy to fill. There it is. But what I mean by temporary, meaning it doesn't appear here anywhere at this point. So how do we make it appear here? We have to create a swatch. These things are called swatches. Like when you go to the paint store and buy paint swatches or fabric swatches, these are swatches. So with this color on hand, so to say, selected, which means the fill over here will say it's that color. Then we're gonna go, I'm gonna make it a color, you know what? I'm gonna make it a color that's a bit more different than the colors that exist. I think this color for sure doesn't exist. And now I'm gonna paint it the same way. I think this color is a bit more different than the ones that exist. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think there's something like that, otherwise it's really hard. So now I'm going to go down to my appearance panel and see this little plus sign right there. Let me get some pink. There we go. And there we go. See that little plus sign right there in the swatches panel? I'm going to click on the little plus and this new swatch will appear. And hopefully it's the same color that you just made. Is that so? Did that work?
So you were
Barbara?
in the fill.
Yeah. So you go to the fill. That color should be the fill, the color that you just made. So you need to have that selected. If it's not selected, right? If I'm clicking on nothing, the fill isn't even there. If I'm clicking on pink, then that'll be pink. But if I'm
Right.
clicking on the color I just made, which in this case, it's this greenish kind of color, then you go to this little plus sign to make
Now,
it.
what if you don't have the plus sign? Oh, I see what you're on. You're on the, okay. Now I got it.
You will have it. If you do this, you'll have the plus sign there.
And then it has
New swatch.
a mathematical equation, the swatch name.
Now, here's what that is, and this is what we're going to talk about. So up here, when we created this file, we created a CMYK file. Now let me back up and show you what I'm talking about. When we said file new, and we started originally, this one was a print one that we went and asked for 4 artboards and all that stuff. But the whole point about print is that the color mode in which this was created was in CMYK. CMYK is colors of ink that you print onto paper: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Okay, CMYK. K stands for black. So when now you go to the fill, let me clean the pink lines, and you create a new swatch, the swatch name is called C75 M6 Y52 K0 because CMYK. Now I'm going to back up again. Let me show you, double click this color. So we can cancel that again and then go out and double click on the color picker when we originally made this color. So does everyone have the color picker again?
Yes.
So the color picker is a way, is a tool that has existed since day one in Photoshop, Illustrator, and design. Like all these have this color picker. And they call out a number in many different formats. Now, if you notice over here, it says CMYK. Over here, it has RGB. Over here, it has SHB. And down here, it has hexadecimal. And if you were in the Photoshop one over here, you would have LAB, which doesn't appear in Illustrator because it's a photography type of coloring. Okay, so these are different color models, different languages that explain color. So when you need to create color by going, sorry, I didn't mean to delete that. Here we go. So when you need to create color on paper, you're gonna, those of you who have an inkjet printer, you have to replace the magenta or the black because it's getting low or whatever. It's these 4 colors of ink printed on pieces of paper that are gonna give us our magazines, our class schedules, our anything we print. It'll be printed in these layers of cyan, layers of magenta, yellow, layers of yellow. So the printer passes 4 times, right? And dropping little drops of each one of these colors. And when you're done, you end up with that. So you could have 100% cyan, 100% magenta, 100% cyan, yellow, and black. If you only have 75% cyan and 6% of magenta and 52 of yellow and no black, what color will result is this color. Does that make sense?
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you ever played with paint, you guys? And you know that if you put a bit of yellow and a bit of blue, you end up with green. But if you
Yes.
put a lot of blue, it's a dark green. And if you put a lot of yellow, it's a light green. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So ink is the same way. It's additive. And by additive, I mean you put more color and more color. And that if you were to put 100% of each one, you'd end up with this blobby gray, black, brown mess. But in theory, if the colors were pure, you'd end up with black if you had 100% of each one of those tones. You know what I mean? Ink mixes a bit differently than paint. Paint, but that's the idea. You're all good with that? Give me a yes if this description of CMYK made sense to you. So you have a little bottle of cyan ink and you put like whatever, 4 drops, and then you put 1 drop of that and 2 drops of that, you might end up with a color that's similar to this, right? Because that's about 75%. Okay. Christina, all good? All
Yes.
right. Okay, I'll keep your answers. All right. Now, that's good for printing. That describes this color for printing. But what if this color is going to be on a screen as it is right now? Or if I'm going to make this be an image that's going to be for the web, then the colors that we're seeing right now on this screen, they're not printed, they're created by light. So red, green, and blue are colors of light. So if you want to make the same color look this way on a screen, you need to mix 42 of red, 175 of green, 150 of black. The total of this would be, so if you went total on this, would be 255. That's all the green you can have. If I had 255, 255, and 255 of each one of these, then that would be the pure white. See how I get white? So this is the other way around. It's like, and let me undo that. Let me cancel that for a second. So when you have all these colors together, red, green, and blue, you get white. When you have all these colors together, you get black. So in the CMYK model, you mix all the colors and you get a messy blah of black. RGB, if you have exactly the same amount of red light, green light, and blue light pointing in, you get white. You get white. So then it's a subtractive method. This is additive and this is subtractive. Like if you take from the full on 255, you start putting less of one color than the other. So you have only 42 of red, 175 of green, and 150 of black. Then you get this color. Does that make sense, you guys?
Mhm.
Now, these are languages that to describe this color. Imagine in English, we say green. In Spanish, we would say verde. In Italian and French, we might say vert. Who knows in other languages. Those are all languages, but we're all talking about the color green. These are different languages that describe how we make this color according to the technique that's going to be making the color. This bottom one here, hexadecimal colors, the hex the little number numeral 2AAF96. This is for web. If I design this web page and I want them to give me a text that's this color, I would tell in my code, I would write this number. And that's the color that my text would come out. Does that make sense? So this is for web pages, for code, this is for print, this is for screens, and this is a different version of all of these, which is hue, saturation, and brightness. So again, if you have 168 hue, 75% saturation, 68% brightness, you end up with this color. So it's all versions, languages describing this color, the same color. Got it?
How does that number on the bottom, how is that affected? Because in the beginning, you talked about pixels.
Yeah, no, yeah, we didn't. You asked me something about pixels last class, and it was about pixelating or rasterizing, but it got nothing to, I'm not here in Illustrator. I haven't said anything about pixels.
But you said that is the number that relates to the color that will go on the web.
On the web page, yeah.
So how are you guaranteed everybody sees that same color?
You're not. And that's the
Okay.
thing. On a computer, it's like a TV. If you watch a show on your TV and I watch it on my TV, have you ever gone to a TV store and seen many different monitors and you notice that everything looks a little bit different on different brand models? You know what I'm
Yes.
talking about? So same
Yeah.
with computers.
Okay.
You as a designer choose the right color on hopefully a color calibrated screen. And then, and I talk much more about this in my Photoshop class. Right now, I'm going to just zoom past the conversation. If you're designing and you have a screen you're designing on, there's tools that allow you to see if it's well color calibrated. Then you know that the color you're going to get is the color you're going to see, et cetera, et cetera. But
Okay.
then you put it on the web and everyone's going to see it on their own little devices in the bright sun, in their phone, in their iPad, in their old monitors or in their new monitors. And they're going to see something similar to the screen, but it won't be exactly the one you design because their monitors are going to show it differently. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yes, I was just curious because you talked about web colors.
Yeah. So this is the color that you're going to write and you're going to write it in the code and your website is going to be designed with that color, but then you might see it looking a little bit greener or yellow or blue according to which device you're looking at it from, but not because my design didn't call for that color. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Have you gone to Costco and see 20 monitors showing the same movie and
Yes.
each one shows it a little bit differently?
Mhm.
The movie got made with one color. It had one color. That's the color that it got made. The fabric of the couch is the fabric of the couch, but in each scene, in each TV, it looks a little bit different because that's how the screen is displaying it, but not because the color is any different. Got it? So that's what happens to this. All right. So now that, if I go ahead and open here and say that I want to make a new swatch, the swatch name is being described by that CMYK numbers that in the mode CMYK, because I'm printing, it needs. If I were to change this, so now here are those, this is it. This is those vocabularies that I just talked to you about. If instead I want to describe it as RGB, then that same color is 42, 175. And then if I want to describe it as hue, saturation, and brightness, then that's how it is. And if I want to, told you there's a lab color, this is the photography one, or web safe, there it is, you know. So it's 2AAF96, so that's the name for this color in web. Okay, so that's basically it. So let's go back to CMYK. And you can instead decide, I don't want it to be named that. I want it to be named whatever, olive green. This isn't really a very olive green. You can change the name for that color if you want and call it whatever color you want. Okay. Now there's one thing here that I need you to turn off right now, and it's this thing that says global. Turn that off. We're going to talk a little bit about global in a minute, but turn that off. Did y'all do that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Barbara? Barbara, you're muted. Are you following? Is global turned off?
I'm trying, but I'm not getting the swatch.
Okay. I'm going to show you in a minute. Let me first say okay to this,
Okay.
show you what a swatch is, and then I'll do it again. I'm going to say okay to this, and then look at my swatches, and boom, look at that new color. That is the color that I just made. Now I can select this guy and click and make it that new color. Now, why would that be any better than having the eyedropper or not? Is because what if, and I'm going to say I do this, what if I want that color, but for some reason, this doesn't have that color anymore? This is now red or green or yellow. But I say, oh, that green that I had made, I want it again. Well, it's gone. I could never go back to that if that color with the eyeball, with the eyedropper, because, or maybe it's on page 45 and I'm on page 1 and I don't want to go all the way to page 45 to eyedrop that color. Then if I make it into a swatch, well, I can always use it there. Now this is, since I did an undo, now I need to redo because I do want to have my my color back. Oh, and I already undid and redid, so I can't even go into my history.
Will
Darn.
it stay there if you turn off your Illustrator and come back to it later?
If it's saved, yes, not your Illustrator, your file. Good question. Hold on. First of all, let me make that color again. Barbara, I'm going to do the process again. So I'm going over here, and this time I'm going to make, I don't know, I'm going to make this mint green. I know that the computer doesn't have this kind of light colored mint green. I don't think it has that. So I'm going to make that tone. Okay, so that's my color. So then I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go here, Barbara. I'm going to go to my swatches, to my over here, and I'm going to click on this little plus sign. Do you have this?
No, I'm not getting there. I don't know why.
All right.
Okay,
So watch me
I
for a minute.
double click
N-
and
No,
I
not double click. Just watch for a minute. Select the shape, the color that you made. Barbara, you're moving around. So
I'm trying
doing
to
stuff.
select it,
I'm asking you to the color that you made. You made a color.
but I'm not getting a box around it when I click on
So
it.
then maybe you're not in your selection tool. Go ahead and make sure that you're in your selection tool. So the black arrow tool.
Yeah, it's black.
Hold on, I
I'm
just
still not getting it.
okay. Share your screen because I need
Oh God, I'm
I need
sorry.
you to catch up. Go ahead and share your screen. So selection tool, select. Oh, you're in you've double clicked. When I said don't double click, you're in isolation mode. So go ahead and hit your escape key. You're in isolation mode, so you can only select whatever you're already selected. So go ahead and
Now they all changed
good.
color.
Well, you've been changing stuff without noticing. Go ahead and select one, which is a color that you made. Is that a
This one
color
I made.
you made it yourself? Okay, now go over here and double click. Or sorry, single click. I'm sorry. Just open it. Yeah. Oh, you have a different here. Go to this, go, you've been playing around here, so it's off. Go to this first button. There you go. So now we have the basic set of panels. Now go down here,
Where are you?
down there.
Do I need to highlight?
No, nothing. Just go
Okay.
down here and plus. There we go. Now here's your new swatches. And I wanted you to just turn off this global button
Ah, there it is.
and now say okay.
Now I have new
And
colors in
now
mind.
you have right here, this little tiny guy is that yellow. So now you can
Right.
select something else and paint it with that yellow. Okay,
So I can go here.
select that. And now go over here. And then paint it with that yellow there that you had made. Okay. And again, it makes much more sense to say, well,
Thank
just
you.
use the eyedropper and use that one. But as I said, you don't always have that color there with you. And when I said that, Vera's question was wonderful. It's like, oh, but do these stick with you? And let me stop my share. Hi, Moni. Thanks for joining us.
I have a question for you.
Give me a second while I finish this, and then I'll go to a new question because I'm answering Vera's question. She said, well, will these colors stick with you? You just made these colors. Will they stick? Hold on, because I haven't made my color yet. I kind of went back and forth so many times that I still need to make my color. I've made 3 or 5 colors already, but I keep undoing to help people. So give me a second while I get myself a color. I think this mint green or whatever is the one that I was going to go with. Okay, so I'm going to go, okay, it's,
So
hold on, please. I just need to catch up because I undid what I had in order to explain. And now I need to go back here, double click in here, make the plus sign, and then turn off the global and say, okay, so there I have my color. Okay, so now I can paint something else with that same color. All right, Now, back to Vera's question. So does this stay with your Illustrator? She said, and I said, not with Illustrator. What do I mean by that? It stays with the file, but not with Illustrator. Let me show you. If I close, make sure to save this file, everyone, if I close this file, right? When I open it again, if I go to my colors panel, yep, there it is. That's the new color that I created. It's still there. I can still use it. But if I now create a new file, file, new, and I create a whole new one to start working again, if I try to make this box be that color, nope, it's not there. It doesn't transfer to all of Illustrator. It stays within the file. You create 10 new colors, in that file you'll have 10 new colors. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That said,
Yeah.
that said, you can save your colors library for this computer, for this document, and use it for other documents, either locally in your computer, or you can save it in the libraries that belong to your Creative Cloud, and you can just save this color and say that you want this color to be used in the future. So then you bring the color over, and then, so I'm not going to go into libraries right now, but yeah, there's 2 or 3 different ways to save it. But right now, if you open a new file, the color's not there. You're back to 0. Okay? So it stays with the file. So if I'm now on page 92 of this book, I don't have to come to page 1 to eyedrop this box. I'm in page 92. I'll just go and make my little box, and I will pick it up from the color palette right there and color it from there. Okay? If this all makes sense, I know that there were a couple of questions. Go ahead and make a save. And now, yes, I think Christina was asking something and I said, hold on. And then Barbara raised your hand, but I think Christina was first. So Christina, what was your question?
So you kind of answered my question, because I was in new swatch creating a new color, unchecked the global, and then I noticed on the bottom left-hand quadrant it says add to my library.
Okay.
So that was my question. You could
Yeah.
add that color to the library and then use it for a future.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Perfect. So this is what she's talking about. If I just made this new color, down here, there's a choice to add to my library. Since I already added that color, I'm going to make a different one this time. And really, already break time? Today the class is going by so fast. Okay, so I'm going to say okay to this one. This is a new green that I created. I'm going to make a swatch, right? Say okay to that. And then I'm going to add it here to my current library. It says there, right? Add to my current library. And if I look, my library swatch opened up and here's the color. So now, and here's the one that I had added. So now if I go ahead and make a new document, and now I want to paint these 2 boxes with those 2 colors, even though it's a new document, I can go to my libraries and I can use this color to paint that one, and not this one because I saved it as a graphic. I would have to put that in there and then saved it as a graphic and not as a color. And then I have that one in there. So now when I look over here, the panel does not have those 2 as colors because I brought them from the libraries. If I want these colors now, I would have to once again create a new swatch, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So you
wait
have
a
to do
minute.
that in here again if you want to keep it a swatch. Either that or you keep using the swatches that you put in your library. Okay. Now, this one is
Oh, there it
has
is.
a shape and I didn't say
Brought
the
it up.
color, which is the problem.
I added it to my Adobe Illustrator class library, and it said you can't because it's only read-only.
What? Share your screen.
Oh, it poofed, it went away. But I just thought, because
Well,
there was a drop
again,
down.
share your screen and then let's add it. I want to teach you how to add it. That's important. That's part of today's class in colors is how to save your colors. So go ahead and shave your screen. Not shave, share your.
Oh, sure. Let's go back up here. Let's go to share.
Once we know how to save our colors, then we're going to take our break and then we're going to continue with a bunch more stuff. But
Oh, come on.
okay, say okay to that and let's open your libraries and see how come your library is a read-only library. Say okay. Go to your libraries.
So that is up here. Right.
Adobe Illustrator class. You made a library. Create new library. Don't create new. Go open Adobe Illustrator class again. Okay. Now go select your box. Now we're going to save it instead of from where you just saved it. We're going to save it straight from the library. Go down here in your libraries. Go down there. Click on that little plus sign and choose color. Fill color. It's saved. So
Oh,
it worked
great.
this way.
Oh, that's
Now go ahead
where
and select another color and let's go and again and see what you just did. Okay, now go to your properties and let's see how you had done it before. Go to your properties and go to the fill.
I
And
don't
then
think I
go
saved it in the
to the
libraries.
libraries. This is what you had done before. Go to the libraries here. And
Oh.
this is the one that said it was only.
Go back to plus.
No, 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 no. The way you had done it, this way we know it works. I'm trying to have you do it.
Properties.
and
Go to fill.
yeah.
No, go to the color. To go to fill, you need to click on the color. No, 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 no. Where you are. Yeah, there. There. Now, aren't you the one who said that when you click on this, it says add to libraries? That's the one you tried, I'm assuming, right?
It was the one on the left, the middle left. Now,
Oh, that's different. This one?
now I'm in the
Those
middle.
are, point to the one that you tried that didn't work. Point to the one that didn't work.
This one didn't work.
No, I don't care about the color. Point to the button you used that didn't work. The color doesn't matter.
Okay, so we'll try this. I went here.
Mm.
I'm trying to remember now.
New swatch, wasn't it?
Right here, right here. See this right here? Add to my library.
Adobe Illustrator class.
we'll name
That's where you
this,
tried. Okay. See, this isn't in my version either. I have to add it from here. That's
green.
like, okay, and now say okay, and let's see why it's.
Here's the drop down. So I chose
So,
Adobe Illustrator. Okay.
and now.
Oh, now it did it.
Okay, well, I don't know then why it hadn't worked. Where I was pointing you to is another way to add it. Go select another one. Select that color. I don't know. Select another one now.
You have to select the
Now we'll
color
go up
before.
here to properties.
Go here to
Properties.
There we go.
Now I was trying to point you another way, and now go to this button. That button is also add to libraries. Do you see my?
Go to this one right here.
Yeah. Add the swatch to libraries, and there you add it. So you can add the swatch in so many different ways. I don't know why first time you got that message, but it worked all three ways now.
It's all three. Okay. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi.
So has everyone done that? I want everyone to do that. I want to save the new colors that we made. I want you to save them to your libraries.
I don't know how to do that.
Does anyone give me a yes if you've done it and it worked, or give me a no if you need help? Meanwhile, yes, Moni?
Okay, so when I have my color, I clicked on the fill, and the one that says add to the library is not available. It's deselected.
Can you share your screen?
I think must be some step that I'm missing.
Yeah, well,
can't
the
get
first time that
libraries.
Christina it didn't work, and that's why we're having her do it again. So
it's been a very long time since I've done this. So
yeah, it's fine. Share your screen.
Okay, so
you made a color.
So yeah, so I made a color here. I click on this,
fill,
and
clicked, and it's grayed out. No,
yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. You seem to have upgraded. See how this is new? This you might not know is new, but I don't have it yet. Everyone who
Okay.
upgraded since last week has it. Recent colors, which I didn't have. So it's interesting to see it on yours, but never mind. That's not the point. You were saying how yours
well, I
is
can't
grayed
get it
out, which
then.
it's true.
Yeah.
So that's bizarre. Now,
Yeah.
instead, let's do this. Go ahead and do the other way.
Okay.
Put it, open your libraries directly. Oh, you need to have a color selected, which you don't have.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, open your libraries. Do
Okay.
you have, are you in any particular library that's okay?
I just made pinks. I just wrote one that says
Okay.
pinks.
So then go to the plus sign at the bottom
Down there.
and you're saving the fill color.
Can I click on all of them and then do add all? Would
Sure,
that
but
do
if
it?
you add all, what you're adding is a pink box with a
Oh,
black
okay.
stroke and a fill color.
Oh,
So if all you're
okay.
trying to do
You
is the
don't
color,
have
then
anything at
choose
the
color.
bottom.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there we
Okay.
go. That worked, but hold on. Now select another one and let's try all the different ways.
Okay.
Go back to properties, select that way, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's still not giving you that choice there. Okay, and then the way that
I
she did it, double click on
Lindsay,
this box.
how
See,
do I
double
get
click on
this?
that box.
I'm not seeing anything.
There's so many different, is my pink not showing anywhere?
Not seeing, well, it might be just me. Let me see if I
No,
can,
but my pink, okay, try again. Oh,
sorry.
is my pink circle not working at all? Like you
I'm
guys
not
can see it?
seeing I'm not seeing it on mine. So,
Okay, and it's
but
weird
that
because
might,
I'm trying I'm making it, but it's not. Okay, so go to there. Here are my drawings. Okay, go back to the fill.
okay.
Okay, and yeah, and then see the top left little pink box?
Yeah.
Double click on that. Okay,
Uh,
that's not working. Okay. You have to make your new swatch first. So go to the little plus sign at the bottom and make the new swatch.
Okay.
Okay, and this is where she said add to my library.
Okay.
But let's see.
Ah,
Click on
See the
that.
okay.
drop down?
There we
Yeah.
go. Now it works. So those two work. The only one that
Okay.
isn't working for you is the one that's straight from the panel.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
So I can
I don't
just,
have any of
Oh,
that.
you know why? Because you don't have anything selected. You would have to have selected the swatch. Then you can add it. Select the swatch that
it
you
is,
already had. Make
oh, I
an
have, oh,
That's
okay.
why. That's
So
why.
I have to go to the swatch that I created
Yeah.
and
Then you can
then,
add it. If you
okay.
didn't add it in the moment you created it, then
Now it's
you
there.
can add it now.
Okay. So I have to make the
If you do
swatch
that
first
and you
and then I
select it,
can add it.
yeah. So now if
Okay.
you select it, you'll create two of the
Oh,
same.
that's hers.
Okay. Thank
That
you.
makes sense? You're welcome.
That makes sense.
I've got these
I was
things.
like, why? Why? Oh, because there's nothing to add, right? It's not
Mm.
selected now. All right. So
Oh, that's
guys,
fine.
my alarm to give you a break rang a few times today.
Don't
I'm running
know.
late on alarms, late on breaks. I mean, I know it's not so late. It's a good timing for the break.
I
Okay.
don't know
So
how
give me I want a show of hands.
to color swatch.
Has everyone been able to create various new colors, name them or not name them, and add them to your library? Now, there's a local library that I use to teach people that you save it in your computer that then you can bring up in another file. That's the old way we did it eons ago. I think that at this point we should all learn just to use the libraries that are part of the Creative Cloud. The only problem, and I want to be clear about this, if you stop paying for your Creative Cloud account, you can't use Illustrator anymore. You kind of couldn't have used the ones in your computer before anyway, because they are saved in a way that they're swatches just for Illustrator. So saving them into the cloud and you stop paying for your account, then all the stuff you keep in your cloud is also not usable with another program. So if you're ever going to choose to stop saving, go to your libraries. And if there's anything there that's crucial, you can download it and find a way to see if it can adapt to another model SVG painter. I don't know of a good replacement for Illustrator.
That's right.
Builders or so many different things, but to say the truth, if you're once you're doing this and you're using it, you probably need to continue just taking a class once a year and you'll keep being able to get the student version of it. But just saying, that whatever's in the cloud, as long as you keep having an account, should keep working for you. I need a yes from everyone who's been able to do this.
I think I got it.
Give me a yes, Barbara. If you've managed to make a color, I see Vera said yes, Christina said yes, Curtis said yes. Now let me share one more thing before I do our break, because I want to finish this subject matter, so to say. And then I also want you guys who are waiting to be posting this on the Illustrator file. I want to mention that,
Okay, where do I
so
add?
everyone pay attention. So say that now this is the color that has been saved, right? So say that I saved this color. There we go. Now I'm going to go over here, and this is a swatch, and I can change it. So I'm going to double click on the swatch in my little panel where I made my panel, right? Where I made my swatch. I'm going to double click on it, and I can make it darker or lighter or whatever it is that I want that color to be with moving the little sliders around. Okay. So say that that's something I just did. And I
How do
moved,
you get to the sliders?
what's that?
If I double click on a color, it opens
Double
the
click on a
color
color
picker.
and it pulls out again the swatch option, the one where you originally made it.
Color swatches.
Yeah.
No, I get something totally different.
Okay. Give me a
Maybe it's
second.
because I have an older version.
Okay, let me go check. Give me a second. Stop there. Right now, if I double clicked on a swatch that was that color and I changed it, right, with these sliders, it's a bit harder to do because, you have to kind of guess around a little bit. But once you find a color that you like and you say, okay, this, and you say add to library and you say, okay, at this point, then it is a new color in there in the library, but here it just replaced your old one. See how your old one isn't here anymore? Because you just modified it. You modified, the old one was that color, and I just modified it, which is why it's hard to call a color by its name. Because first I had light green and now it turned it into a blue. Does that make sense? So if you're going to be modifying them, that doesn't work. Ideally, now I'm going to have to go back to this one if I really wanted this one and create a new swatch in that name and say, okay, so that I still have that one. Does that make sense? So if I click on this color here and modify it, if this green, I click on the panel and double click on it, I should be able to modify it. And what if I turn it into something totally
There it
not
is.
at all what it used to be, right? And I say okay to that, I can always keep adding it to my library. And I keep having it, but I need to add it here as well because now I lost that dark green. The green that I had in the middle is lost. So just be careful when you modify them. Now, instead, if you modified it by going over here and creating a new color, so you didn't modify, you created a new color over here, and now you have this little pale pink, then it makes sense. You didn't lose the original one. Now you just have to make a new one. And you can just make a new one and be done with it because that's all you wanted. Or if you've already made it and you don't want to double click to add to the library there, then you can click over here to add the library that way. And here it is. They're all filling up my library. Now, again, you don't have to make palettes of every color that you have ever made, you know. But if you're working on a set of colors and you finally like Moni, she just created a whole set of pinks from dark to light, and she set up her color and called them pinks. Then now that's it. In all her libraries, she would be able to always go back to her pinks, right? And in the future, she can just sample from there when she wants to paint her stuff with her pinks. I just have a sample test class, but there we go. That's my pinks. If you've been able to modify and make and create and add to your libraries and you're good with that, now, Barbara, can you share your screen so I can see yours? Well, hold on, let me clean everyone's answers. You've been able to make your libraries and your online and all of that, then give me a yes. And then I'm going to show you something new when we come back. Okay, here's the problem again. You double clicked again. See how everything is kind of ghosted? Your colors are gone. When you're ghosted like this, it's because you double clicked. And when you double click, you can discover that you're in isolation mode because see this big gray line is appearing here, which is different.
Oh, where are you?
Everything is looking ghosted.
There.
Yeah, so hit your escape key whenever you're in this ghosted mode that all the colors are gone. Yeah, see that gray thing disappeared from there, and now the colors are back to being their color.
So I need
That's
to
because you
stop double
double-clicked.
clicking.
You got to stop double clicking. Double clicking is a feature. Like go ahead and select something again one time.
How do I get that smaller?
Eh,
There.
So go ahead and you left your tools. You left your tools way down here. Yeah, bring them over. Oh, and now you stopped your share.
Now what?
You stopped your share. I was
Oh,
left.
I'm sorry. Now I
Okay.
got to get these guys out of the way.
Share one more time. I just wanted to show you the difference
I'm
between.
trying to find the share button. I don't have a share button anymore.
I think you probably moved things around a bit. I'm going to go ahead and call for a break. Let me demo what I was going to explain to you about double clicking then. And everyone, please do screenshots of all this process. I don't see anything yet here in the Padlet, so please post all of this stuff. Vera posted, no one else posted yet. But Barbara, look at my screen.
It keeps getting.
Barbara, Barbara.
I can't. I'm trying to get it smaller.
Oh, you don't see me now? This is me with the pink, moving my pink around.
No, I see stop share. There we go. Now I see your face.
Okay, so let me stop your share and share again so that you can see my screen, because my screen to me is more interesting than my face for when I'm teaching Illustrator. So there we go. Can you see my Illustrator now?
Yes.
Okay, so watch what happens. If I select this one time, simply click, then I can change the colors, I can do all the stuff we're doing. But if instead I double click this shape, see how everything kind of ghosted out?
Yeah.
And I have this line in there. That's isolation mode. And then a lot of what we're doing, by the way, would still work. You could still work on these things, but it's harder because you were like, what happened to my colors? They all went away. They went away because it's not that they went away, but they got ghosted because of the isolation mode. So you need to click an escape key to get out of that mode. Then your colors will be the bright colors that you were making again. Okay.
Okay, so I one click and then I go over to the color over in the panel and appearance.
Panel.
And
Yeah.
I click on that.
And then you do the new swatch. If you have a new color about this one.
Okay.
The plus sign for
Then do I
swatch.
click on add to my
And
library?
then you say add to my library. Yeah. And you say okay. But if you forgot to add to your library when you made it, you'll say okay, and you forgot to add to it, then you can still add it from here. You can select it and add it from
Now,
this little
when
icon.
I did add to my library, my screen, do you still see my screen?
Nope, I'm seeing mine.
Okay, let me hit share again. This is what happened.
Hold on, let me stop my share first. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so when you say add to your library, what happens?
this is what happened. It's over on the right.
Okay, let's see. Go ahead and there's you're okay. You could be adding it from here by going to this little plus sign right there because you already have your
Where? Well, I can't find you.
but it just got over here. You already added it. See how that yellow got added?
Okay.
So it worked. Okay.
So if I click here one time,
Yeah. You can also not do all of that and just go straight to your library to the bottom here where there's a plus sign. Go down, 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 down. See that little plus sign? Click on that and then say add the color.
fill color.
Yeah. And now you've added that color. So that is that color. So now you have your yellow and your gray are being added.
Okay, it says it's not grouped. And I have ILL class
okay.
up here. Can I
That's
just drag it up?
probably go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. And the next time select that group. So go ahead and drag it up again. Put it there and let go, yeah. and then go to your library. If you go over here to your libraries, you could just select your Illustrator library next time. Click on back, and then now go into your
library?
your library. Yeah, there you go.
Ah, there they are.
And then you're in your Illustrator library.
And
there
you
they
can
are.
do new groups.
Yeah, you don't need a new
I don't
group.
want to, but
You have
then
your
then if I
Illustrator
click
library.
on your library again, does it go away?
It takes you back out to the general libraries. You have some stock. These come with you, the Kyle's brushes or stuff
Right,
with your light, and then they come with Illustrator, and then you have yours, the ones that you're creating, and under yours, and then under
right. So
yours,
I
you have,
click on that one time. I go down to the plus.
yeah, and then it's going to want to go into a new library, but you have one. Instead of making a new library, go first into your library. So otherwise, you're going to make a whole new library just for that color. Good. Now go back to the plus sign now that you're in that library.
Well, it's in there.
Yeah, so now go to the, no. Oh yeah, so get another one then.
So if I go over here, click one time.
But that one's already there. You already put it in there. So go to this color maybe.
Oh,
That one's not there. Go to the plus sign and click on fill color. And for some reason, it's not going straight into your Illustrator class. Maybe you need to like select that section and then you can just drag it in there. Not sure why it's not going straight into your Illustrator class, but yeah, there we go.
drag and drop elements
Okay.
into this group. Create a
Now, the
subgroup.
good news for those of you who use other apps, those of you who are in my Photoshop or InDesign or those classes, is that you can go to all those apps and open up your libraries, and these colors now transfer to your other apps. Okay. All right, guys, let's see what you guys are doing in the Padlet. I think you guys have been posting. I haven't been posting. I see Vera, Curtis, Christina.
Okay, that's the
Okay.
same color.
Good. I see some posts, so that's good. Let's take our break. Where's my Zoom? Here it is. Here's my chat. Oh, you have a question, Vera?
Yes, can you also take them out of the library? Or is it permanent?
Move to.
As in,
For example, I have a magenta in there and I didn't know what I was doing, so I tried again and there it is again, but it came up as artwork.
so let me share my screen.
Oh, how do I get rid of that?
So if you're in Illustrator, say that here I got two of the same one. You mean, can I take it out because I don't want something that I put in there by mistake? I can right click and I can delete. Is that what you mean?
Oh, I
Yeah,
can
how
go
do you do
this
that?
way. Okay.
Is that what you meant by take them out, or do you mean take
Yeah,
them
yeah,
to
delete.
somewhere else? Okay.
So
Move. Oh, there it is. Delete. Got it.
Is
okay.
it, so is that the answer?
Yes, thank you.
Here. Okay, great.
That was my
I wasn't
question
sure if
too.
that's what you were asking. Okay. So now back to break, 3:20. So be back at 3:35 p.m. That's 15 minutes. All right. See you guys in 15.
Now what am I doing wrong?
Okay, hi, I'm back. Sorry, took me an extra minute. I told you guys my son is sick, and every time I go see him, it seems like it takes me 5 minutes, but next thing you know, it's been 15. He's fine, but you know, as a new worried mother who hasn't seen her son for quite a while, I'm being a little bit exaggerated. I've been basically gone since April, mid-April. So it's crazy. I mean, I look around me and everything has been in an abandoned state since mid-April. So got a lot of work to do to catch up.
I
But
love your hair, Diane.
what's that?
I love your hair.
Thank you. I got it cut in Argentina for the first time ever. I mean, because of the curls, my hair is longer, but in the back, I usually had it longer. And
Mine's
I'm
straight.
mourning the missing of it, but yeah, it's good. So it's hard to keep in shape, but the days that it's looking good, like I washed it this morning, then it's good. But like by tomorrow, it's a disaster already. Oh well, we work with it, do what I can. So we're going to continue with the color conversation. We're going to segue to other aspects of color. So if there's anything left to ask about this, please ask now or hold your peace, however that goes. And okay. Um, share my screen. And here we go. So that first set of colors that we all made colors and did stuff from, what I want to do now is I want us to choose a color, any color, and I'm going to go ahead and make a new color for this. Why not? So I can make a new color, remember, from this little box over there. So the last row, the last three, I want us to make a new color. So I'm going to go with, I don't know, some bright, what can I do? Purples. I haven't been doing purples. Here, this is a bright, bright purple. Okay. Now, I want you guys to look at my screen. Like, stop doing anything and look at my screen. Completely look at my sample, my color. All right, your eyes are on me. Okay. Christina, are you there? Just to know if later I might have to
I'm here.
repeat. Not okay, you're there. Okay. So I chose a color here that's pretty intense. And when I look over here, it tells me it's going to look like that. Right? I'm like, okay, that's the color I'm making. But then when I look down here, that's not the color I see. Let me put it up closer so that you can see. Does that color look like this color? And yet this is the color that the computer is telling me I'm making. And what's happening, look at this little box right here. Does that look like this color? Probably. In fact, let me put it a bit closer. Does that look like this? More like it? Okay. So what's happening here? This color is aspirational. It's based on what I'm seeing on screen. And what I'm seeing on screen, remember, is really made with light, RGB, right? But the document that we made, and remember that we talked about this a little bit earlier, and I went back and showed you how we made it. It's a CMYK document. So it turns out that the way CMYK can print a color is not going to be as bright, as intense as what RGB can show, because RGB shows me light, so light can be really bright. But ink can only be laid down on paper, and it lacks that kind of light that shines through it. You know what I mean? So basically, in this color that I created, what CMYK is showing me is what CMYK can do to show me that color. So if I thought I was creating this color and I'm going to show this only online, then fine, that color is going to work. But see this little warning information here, warning sign? And this happens if you get any color that you create to be way on the top of the saturation and brightness scale. Then it's telling me you're gamut is you're out of warning, out of gamut. It's an out of gamut warning. And if I want to correct that color, I need to click on that and boom, that's the color that now looks like that. That's the color. If I wanted it to look, that's the nearest it can give me. Does that make sense? So now
That's for on
that
paper, right?
matches that because this is going to be on paper, right? So now that matches that. And I'm like, no, I was hoping for that color. Well, sorry, you can't print that color. Now, is that true? Can we never print a bright fluorescent intense color like that?
No.
Well, not with CMYK. If we want to print that color, we have to actually buy a spot color from Pantone. So have you heard of Pantone? It's a company that makes inks, and they make inks of every color, and they make these bright neon fluorescent colors. And you basically are going to have to print, if you really want that bright color on your print, you're going to have to buy that color from Pantone, give it to your printer, and your whole print will run through a CMYK run, and it'll run through one more line, and it'll run through that Pantone color. It's a 5-color print, and then you'll get that color. Does that make sense? But if you are thinking that this is the color you're designing and you are hoping for that, then be careful of these warnings and do that. And some colors, it's not so different, but in the bright pinks and reds and sometimes in the bright greens, if I go for this bright green over there, again, that's what it can give me. Got it? So just about any color, if I go really out of gamut, the difference between out of gamut between this and that, it's going to be a little bit different, but sometimes it's hugely different, right? Like there, it's a big difference. Okay. So now why does this matter? Because had we made this same document RGB, had we said file, new, and gone to like web, for example, and said create, then I could have made that color, right? I could have gone over here and filled this with that intense bright color, and it would be fine because the screen can show me that color. In fact, I'm seeing it. Does that make sense? The issue is that this, if I then put it through my printer, when I do get back a print, it'll look like that. Like if I try to compare it to my printer, I'll go, that's not the pink I chose. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
if this is an RGB document that's going to go on the screen, fine, leave that color. That's going to work. But if you're going to print it and you show this to your client or to your own brain, you show this to yourself and you go, oh, that's the logo I designed. And then when you get it, you end up, let me just copy and paste this one. And then when you print it, what you got is this, you might go, oh, something's wrong. And it's just because it's a format. It's as near as CMYK can get to that color. Does that make sense? All good with that, everyone? So you got to be careful. If you're going to go to print,
You mean
if you don't
RGB?
design in CMYK, then at the very least, you have to view it. So let me show you what I'm going to share my entire screen now. So here I have the same color viewed the way, like it's an RGB document. This is going to do fine if I put this on the web or on screen or on the phone or on an app or anything like that. And that's the best I can get for that color if I print it. Now, if you go up to view and you go to proof setup, no, not proof, proof setup. I can go ahead and I can test to see. No, this isn't it. Where is it? Screen mode,
My proof colors is checked.
proof setup. Yeah. So if I decide that I want to see it, no, but this isn't it. See how it changed? Let me move this over so you can see, but still that isn't the one. Here, let's move it over a little bit. This right now is on preview display mode, where the display is already making this color look brighter than it would be if instead, I put the working CMYK US web coded. That's the CMYK mode where it went ahead and printed it. See how it shifted this one back? Because you're saying, no, show me the colors the way they're going to be when I print them, right? And if I want to see them that way, then see how that one turned back into monitor display?
Dan,
And if I say,
show us
no, I
where
want to
you
see them
clicked
for
in.
print. So you need to keep an eye on that. And if you're printing, to see your colors in the print mode. So basically it did to that color the same thing that did just by seeing it in that preview. Yeah, what were you saying?
Where you clicked to get
I'm going to
that
turn off the proof colors. So there you
view.
go, proof colors or turn off proof. I'm going up to the view.
When I click on proof color, I mean, there's nothing else opens up.
Well, nothing should open up. Your colors change. If I click on proof colors, nothing's open up. My colors are switching to show me what they would look like as CMYK.
Oh, okay.
But you need to have a color that's the bright one so that when you
Right.
turn off the proof colors, then it goes back to showing you the RGB preview. So this is an RGB preview, which is the bright, and this is the
CMYK.
US. It's an RGB that's showing to me as CMYK. Okay. So you just want to be aware when you make these bright colors that what's really going to happen when you print. And especially if you're showing it to a client and they're approving that color and then you deliver them a postcard with this color and they're like, what happened to that color you designed? It's not the one that you're giving me. Does that make sense?
Dan, if
You
you
know.
were to print on a glossy like photo paper, wouldn't it come up closer to that brighter color?
Yeah, the glossier, the brighter, the more because it reflects light, but it won't, it'll be the same color. You just might see it brighter than if you go like on a recycled yellowish paper, but it's still not going to give you that bright neon tone unless you purposely have it all. So you can give it a gloss, you can coat it with a shiny glossy coat. You can do all these things you can to intensify that color. Now, all of this is if we go to the professional printing press that can go through 4 or 5 passes and can add a Pantone color. But if you're just doing a digital print, you can't change the inks. It's still CMYK,
Right.
and that's what you get, right? You can't do 5 passes on a digital printer. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
So you need to know what your final press is going to be. Now, for eons and eons, you had the possibility of, I mean, since the beginning of time with Photoshop, you could go over here and one of the colors that you could choose in the sets of colors, you'd go over to color swatches and you can choose all of the Pantone tones right here for eons. You could choose this tone and it was the Pantone brand number, and then you would call the printer and you had swatches, and I don't have them handy, but do I have them here? Let's see if I have them here or not. I don't have them handy right now.
I brought up
And when I
color
moved everything to
swatches.
my new studio, I don't know where I left my Pantone swatches. But anyway, you would have swatches and you would show the client and we'd choose an ink. But Pantone and Adobe parted ways about 2 years ago. So for about 2 years, you had a message here saying that you couldn't choose it anymore. Now that's gone. You don't have that message anymore. They just don't have it. So if you go to Pantone,
Just
colors,
there they are.
then here's all the information and so this
Oh, it's like a painter's color.
kind of like, oh, come on, I don't want to accept those freaking reject all. Thank you. Then you go over here and then you give you formulas, and this is the swatches that I wanted to show you. And yes, inside of this, you can choose the ones that are coded, uncoded, bright, not bright, you would do all that. And then basically these are expensive, and like this little swatch here is $226. Pantone has always been really expensive, but if you have the kind of clients that can pay for printing with Pantone, then you better invest in this kind of stuff. If not, just keep to the colors in CMYK and you can do great. Does that make sense? But if
Yes.
the client wants something that's a color that really has to be done in a separate color, you have metallic, you can buy metallic colors and all that kind of stuff. So these are basically inks that are just, you give to the printer, they put this printer in the machine and this metallic color comes out. You know what I mean? But that would be something special. That's an extra ink. Okay. And you have all kinds of solid and coated pastels, not pastels. You can go crazy with. So if you go and look at really high-end brochures, really high-end companies, you know, a new launch of a new perfume of a high-end company or whatever. Yeah, you believe me, these are the kind of things that they use, but they are paying bazillions of dollars because they know that their clientele is going to pay bazillions of dollars back. But also if you want a color that's perfect. So say that you are going to sell a purse that's going to cost, you know, $4,000. Well, you want to have that purse and the brochure and the ad that you're putting in the magazine and Elle magazine or whatever, where people are going to see it. You want it to be the right color, right? Because you want people to, for sure, know that the color of the purse they're buying is that pink and not that pink, right? So then that ad will be printed in that magazine using a Pantone color that is the exact color of that leather of that purse that they can then buy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Versus any old other place would have a photo of the model wearing a pink purse. And then when you see it, you'd go, oh, how exciting. When you go buy it, it won't be exactly the same tone, but it'll be the exact same tone. So companies like Coca-Cola, they don't just have one ad be one type of red, another ad be another type of red.
Oh, they
Anything
have
printed Coca-Cola,
their
you need
red
to print
patented.
such and such Pantone color is Coca-Cola red. They have it, and they even have it like copyrighted the IBM blue. IBM blue is a Pantone color that is IBM blue and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? But then they have the money that every time they print something, they print it with that Pantone color. They don't allow any red to be their Coke or any red blue to be their blue. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Before you could call them out from inside of here. Now you can't, but whatever. They figured it out. So anyway, that's Pantone colors, and that's called a spot tone, by the way. And when you're going to print with a spot tone, then you need to that means that you're putting another color that's a Pantone color. It's a spot tone.
Diane, is that because the inkjet printers are dots of ink? Why they call it spot?
It's just one ink with that one color that they already mixed. It's a pre-mixed ink versus
Oh,
CMYK gets created by a mix of each layer. The printer puts all of the paper through and lays only yellow down. Then all the paper goes through and then red gets laid down. All the paper goes through and black, magenta gets laid down. All the paper goes through, black gets laid down. And when you pick it up, that's your 4-color magazine. When you have another color, you have to pay. The printer has to run through the whole thing one more time and lay down that spot tone. And that just goes on top of everything. Okay. Now, this is something I usually discuss in the digital design techniques class, but a lot of you guys are crossovers. Plus, we're talking colors. And so I wanted to explain why when you're making a color that you thought you were getting, you're not, and you say, okay, and then that color doesn't turn that color. That's why. Okay. Now, what I want you guys to do is to select a color, make a new color, right? And all of this, sorry, make a new color that's, you know, completely nothing that we've had before. So I don't know, I have so many pinks in there that,
I go to do that.
here. I'm going to go say to this little pale kind of little purple that doesn't exist. Now I'm going to go ahead and select this color and make a swatch of it. Okay, so everyone go make one more swatch. But
Oh,
this time, we're going to call it global. Remember I told you before not to call it global? This time we're going to
now it's not
check
coming
on
up.
global. Okay? Give me a yes when you've done this. I want to make sure you got this.
Swatch.
If you want to add to your library, go for it since we're at it. And then we'll say okay. Now, when you look at this color, now this color on the appearance palette has like a little bottom little white triangle. And you see how it has a little white triangle there as opposed to others? That is the marking color. That's a global color. Now, Barbara, how can I help? Share your screen. Let's just go for it. Share your screen and I'll do whatever it is that you need.
Oh, I was talking. I got there. I'm just changing the color, and
Oh,
you
okay.
do
Since you have to
okay,
select.
and then it goes. Well, it went over here on my right panel.
Yeah, so that's where it should go. Okay, let me share my screen again. So everyone has a global color? Vera, Christina,
I do not. I'm trying to figure that out.
you need to share your screen. Basically, all you need to do is check mark. We're making a new color swatch and we're allowing the global check. We're putting the global check mark on.
Oh, I don't know if I did that.
Okay, so in Illustrator, we've made a new color, then we created a new swatch, and we make sure to have this checked. That's it. That's the only difference. Okay.
Where is that?
If somebody needs help, share your screen because I want to.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, share your screen.
I'm so slow.
Don't worry.
Am I in the wrong place?
Yes, you are. You're making a color in the color picker instead of making it in the um, properties panel. So go ahead and select a color first. Select the,
Do I want to go up here and highlight properties first?
yeah.
Okay.
Now you're in the eyedropper, so you're just picking up colors. So go back to your selection tool.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to make this color global. So go to your properties panel, click on this, and make a swatch out of it. Click on the plus sign. And now click on global.
Over here's global.
And now say
Gotcha.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. So now here you go. It's global. Now, I want you to grab the yellow. Okay, grab the yellow. And the libraries is in the way for you because it keeps hiding your properties, which makes it harder. Why don't you grab your libraries and grab your libraries by the word libraries and drop it in here. Because we don't need to be looking at your libraries all the time, but you do need to be looking at your property. No, look at my screen. What I'm pointing to, the word libraries is up there. Do you see the pink?
Yeah.
Okay, so go up to the word libraries up there and drag it here. I don't know where you're dragging it to, but that's not where I'm telling you to drag it. There you go. Perfect. Great. Now select properties. Good. Now you won't hide it all the time. You've been hiding it every time.
If I click on this, the library
forget the
will open up.
libraries. The libraries, forget it. I'm not going to talk about libraries anymore.
Okay.
Right now, all I care about is the appearance panel, which is where we do grab our colors from. Now I want you to grab this yellow here and color it with your pink. So go here.
Where are you? Okay.
And
here,
color it with your new global pink.
which is here.
Everyone, I want the bottom row, yeah, all colored with a new color. So now select this one and also color it with your new global pink. Click.
So the two
Click on
squares
the
next
green
to each
one.
other
You
should be
click
the
on
same
the green
color.
one. You can't color it. Yeah. Now go to the top. So I want all your three, click on here. Yeah, you were there. You
Yes.
got to get your colors. That's where you get your colors from. And now color it global pink. That's your global pink.
This is
There. Good. So now you have the three bottom boxes colored
three
with your
global
global.
pinks.
Okay, that's what I want everyone to do. So if anyone was watching what I did with her, that's what you need to do with yours. Christina, do you need a hand or are you good?
I have the three on the bottom being the same color.
Okay, good. So then let me do it to mine. I'm going to select these two and I'm going to make them global purple or whatever this color is. Okay, everyone have that?
Property.
All right. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and head over here to another page. And now let's make two shapes, whatever. One, I guess since I already had my global color selected, it came out that color. That's fine. And then let's make another one, and this one that's colored, any color that's not global, but that's up there, one of our new colors. So maybe this color. Okay, so if I look over here, I have it there and I have it here. Maybe I'll put these up here so we can see them all at the same time. Okay, so basically I've got one of these new boxes colored global and one colored one of the other colors that I've made.
Why
Very
don't my
good.
boxes stay there?
And you can put them on the side or on the right or even under here, but I just want another page. This could be page 25, page 55. We're in a different place and we're using the colors that we've designed for this book, right? Or for this brochure or for this whatever. Is everyone good with that?
No, my box isn't staying there. You already showed me a million times. I'll watch the video.
Hit your escape key in case you've double clicked and you're in this weird say hit your escape key. Okay. So guys, Christina, you're good?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you what a global color is because I've told you to click on it, but I haven't explained what it is. First of all, what a color is not. We've already done this, but I'm going to show you again. This is not a global color, okay?
Right.
So if I want to modify this color, I'm going to go over here. Remember how to modify a color? Go over here, double click on this color, and I'm going to modify it and say okay. And I modified it. Did this one modify? No, that's the original color that I painted, but now I modified this one. Just watch. Now I'm going to go my global color and I'm going to say I want to make it more blue. So I'm going to open up my global color. I'm going to make it more blue. And look what happened. What changed?
Everything.
All my colors changed because that's why it's global. Any item that I've documented that in this whole document of pages was painted with that color will change if it's global. So if I painted it with individual colors, then you can modify to your heart's content the color and nothing else will change. But if you painted it with a global color, then any instance, any object you painted in your whole book of that color will change. So is it one better or worse than the other? No,
They're
you need
different.
to understand when to use them. For example, if this was a brochure, a 25-page brochure, and I put on page, 55, I put the logo, say this is a beautiful logo, and it's on the bottom right of each document, and there's 25 pages, and that logo is at the bottom right of each page, right? Typical brochure thing. Then I show my client the brochure and they go, oh, that's great, but I would really prefer, look at the client voice is always like, meh, because they always complain. And the client goes, oh, I don't really like that deep purple. Can you please make it green? And I'm like, sure. I double click, I go over it and I double click my color. I make it green because now the client wants green and I say, okay. And guess what just happened? All 25 pages, my logo has changed. And life is like, woohoo, easy change. Does that make sense?
Easy
If
peasy.
it's a repetitive element, you want that to be a global color, and then you make a change. Maybe it's the perfect thing. If instead you had it be an individual color, you would have to go to every page, select the shape, change the color. Next page, select the shape, change the color. Next page. You'd have had to do that 25 times or 55 times. God forbid how many times you used it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
On the other hand, if you're, for example, doing this art piece that Moni did, and you've painted this turtle. And for any reason you used global colors. Then you look at this and you go, oh, maybe her head needs to be a little bit, or the green, the leaves need to be a bit darker or bluer. And you just darken that color. Any place that green was used will change as well. And you were totally happy with how it looked on the turtle, but now you messed it up because they were global. So you really didn't have control over it. You know what I mean? Like you wanted the turtle to be fine, you just wanted to change the leaves, but since you used the same green, it changed everywhere else. Got it? So as long as you use global when you need to use global and not global when you don't, and you know, understand the difference, then both are awesome and useful. You just don't want them when you don't want them, and you do want them when you do. So say that in this one here, you had painted this green with a global green. When you decide to change it to blue, then that house would change as well because it's the same glue and you're not trying to change that one. You only want to change that one. So basically, I had a book once that I worked that had a sky in many different pages. It was a picture book. They had a sky. And it turns out that every time the designer had originally, the illustrator who had originally designed the book, had used a different blue for each sky. And when it went to be put online, they wanted the skies to be always the same. Well, guess who had to go in and select each sky? And each sky turn it into the blue that they had chosen. And it was like a ton of work because they had, it was little patches of sky everywhere. Ours just changing all the colors to be, had they all been painted global blue, then I would have just, and then I did that. I switched all those skies to global. And then the next time that people didn't like it, I just changed it one time and yay, that was good. So live and learn. All right. Barbara, your hand is up and you're muted.
Sorry, if you have something that's global, can you make it unglobal and vice versa?
Yeah, so good point. So say this color, I don't want it to be global anymore. I double click on the color and I turn it off. It's not global anymore.
That's all
Right?
you have to do.
That's all you have to do. But all of these were painted with global.
Right?
If I double click on this one and then now want to shift it, I have basically by turning that one off, I have
Yeah.
now each one of these is individual. And now by having done that little tiny change of just turning this off on the global, right? Then now I have to go and change 25 at a time, 25 individual ones, I mean. If I try to make this one global again and I say, okay, it's too late. Now the only one painted with global is this one, and all the rest have to be treated one by one by one. So be careful. If you ever didn't want something to be global, you should first select them all, change them, like first change the color to what you want, then individually separate it from global so that those can stay with, if you basically create a new one, like I can create the same color that was global before. So this one is the one that is now global. Sorry, not double click there. This one that's global, what I need to do is I need to create it again, but not global. I'll say, okay. Now I have the same color in global and not global, global and not global. So then I can go ahead and flip and change the other one, and then nothing else changes. But you
And how do you tell the one's global? Because of the little turn up?
is that little white thing.
Yeah.
That little white thing, that's the global.
That's great.
It's the same color in global version and not global version.
Change.
Okay. Since the name of that is so appropriate, it's so appropriate because it's called global. It's actually really cool because it really makes sense.
Most of the time they don't.
It's an easy to remember name. Okay, let's head over here. And there's other kinds of colors. So I already made this one when I was showing it to Barbara, but go ahead and make yourself a couple more boxes. I don't care what shape they have. I'm going to show you different fills. Make yourself a few more boxes. And now I'm going to show you a couple of different fills. First, I'm going to select one of them. And some of you already been playing around with these guys, which are like texture pattern fills. And there's two that come in the basic set.
Okay.
Now these, I don't know if you remember, but when you move the box around, it's like there's this pattern that exists and the box moves around it, okay? So you can't really control what's going to fall in there because if you need this box to move over a little bit, well, hey, you know, that's what's in the middle of the pattern. That's what it's going to be. But anyway, that's one way to fill. And then the other thing that we saw here is some gradients. So there's 4 gradients. Here, let me go ahead and make this a bit smaller. And then this one, I'm going to make a bit smaller too, because I want to put one sample of each gradient here for a second. And I'm going to copy these two, put them here. And now we're going to select each one and put one of the gradients. But now we're going to do something much more fun than just that. First of all, I'm going to select each one, just using what's available. And then we're going to actually create a lot more fun with these gradients. Okay, there's that one and this one. These are all gradients. Okay, so here we go. These are the 4 gradients this is the set of 2 patterns and 4 gradients that exist. Go ahead and do that and then give me a yes. I don't care if you made circles or boxes or rectangles or if they're in line. I really don't care. I just want you guys to have 4 shapes filled with these things that
Come on.
that the palette, the default palette provides. And then give me a yes. So each box has one of the pre-made fills. Guys, my Thursday class is already finished last week. So today you are my final class for this summer semester. And then in 10 days, I start with my fall semester. You guys are the last class I have. So make it be.
I was busy making the squares. Where did you get the patterns?
They come from the same palette and down
Same
here
palette. Okay.
you have right before all the colors we began to make. These are the ones we made. The last 2 are the patterns. And then 4 before that are the 4 gradients. Oh, I have one more thing to show you here, by the way,
Yeah, I don't have those swatches.
go ahead and share your screen. Yes, you do. Unless something changed on the new updated version, but yeah, you should. I'm saying yes, you do, as if I knew. I mean, you should, unless something weird has happened. So share your screen. All right, so select a box. You don't have any, yeah, you have something selected. Okay.
Look at that thing.
Ah, oh, how interesting. You do have, I said, unless something changed in the new, huh? Look at that. For those of you with the new patterns, with the new default, this is the first time in 20, 50, 100 years that they don't include those 2 patterns and those 4 gradients.
Am
All
I
right.
thinking correctly?
What's that?
Am I thinking correctly here?
Yeah. But you don't have them. So, okay. Then okay, so then just I'll show you how to make a new gradient without having the first sample. So, okay. That is weird. Usually I have a little bit of a gradient. Okay, that is completely new. Okay, just stop for a second. Don't keep messing around. I'm going to show you what to do, but hang in there. That way we don't have to undo anything. So those of you who upgraded, so Curtis, that would have been you as well. Who else had upgraded? Vera, do you also have the new version? Anyway, did you have the gradients or not? You're muted, so I don't hear you.
Where do you get the gradient?
Oh, you know what?
Mhm.
They could be on the left-hand side. There's color, gradient, and none. So it
Show
could
me
be
your
that
screen
green.
because I need to see what the new one's like. Show me your screen again. I mean, I'm fine. I'm going to teach you how to make your own gradients, and that's why I don't care if you don't have them, but I'm surprised that they don't have them at all. So when you say left-hand side,
Right here.
oh yeah. I'm going to teach you how to make your gradients. It's just that in the default set of panels that they've had, the same set of colors has been there literally for 20 years. It's the first time they're not there. That's all. Okay. It doesn't matter because I'm going to teach you how to make your own. So that was, but that was the lesson that was coming up, but I'm surprised because usually I have people make one for, use one of these and then, because here's the reason I show you this. I show this here. Let me move these out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to make a box here with a solid color. Let's go for pink again. I don't know why lately I'm in this pink mode. I guess I'm feeling like a pink mode. Okay, so watch these gradients. First of all, if I put the transparency, oh, I need to put the color underneath. Hold on. Okay, so if I put this patterns over this color, turns out that this pattern had a transparency in it. You see that? Thus, the pink is showing through. Same with this one. So these two patterns had transparency to them. Now this gradient was, you couldn't tell, right? If it was white to nothing because we were seeing it on white. It looked like it disappeared, but in fact, it was black to white. And it truly is a black to white gradient. See what it looks like when it's on a color. Versus this one is a blue to nothing, blue to transparent. See how this one gradiates to nothing? So this one radiates to white, gradiates to white, and this one graduates to white. How would you say that? The gradient ends in white, and this one ends in zero color. So it becomes transparent. These have transparency built in, so to say. So all of the parts that seemed white were really transparent, but we couldn't tell. And then this one is full color, only it goes from red to yellow. And then this one was a black to transparent, but it was a radial gradient. Okay. So this is just based on the same palettes that have been available for 250 years for everyone. It was just showing what kind of gradients and patterns they were. So that was this little exercise. But if you don't have them, you don't have them. So we're going to make our own, which is part of it anyway. But I just wanted to show you that there's a difference between gradients going to white or gradients going to transparent or having a full transparent portion to them. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I do need to be doing some screenshots because I keep not doing screenshots and then later I can't post this. So if you have this, if you have these, go ahead and make them. If you don't have them, we're good. Now, I have one page left here. We're going to add more pages, but I'm going to go ahead and add more right now because since I'm going to be making more colors here, you guys are welcome to add some more here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure nothing is selected. Okay, so click on some neutral area. Then you go over here to where it says artboards, hit edit artboards, and then just click on this little plus sign. 1, 2,
Where's our boards? I'm
3,
so fast.
4. Okay, I'm gonna do this again, but since this is also review. So how do we make new artboards? I'm going to command minus, command minus, command minus. Okay. If something is selected in the properties panel, you will not see the artboard. So make sure nothing is selected by clicking out on some neutral area. Yeah. Now on your properties panel, you should see at the top the edit artboards feature. Are you seeing it?
No.
We can't get to it.
Okay. So guys, have nothing selected. And the best way is to either that or go to select, deselect, and then that means sure that nothing is selected. And then make sure up here that you see the properties panel. You might be seeing your libraries, you might be seeing other stuff. Click on the properties panel.
Correct.
Okay,
Are you seeing your properties panel now, everyone?
finally.
Yes.
Okay. Now you should see edit artboards down there.
Don't have it.
Please.
All right, show your screen. I don't know how different this new Illustrator is, but if that's not there, then I need to see it.
Wait,
Okay, you are selecting something. I said you have to have nothing selected. So see how you have something selected? There
Oh,
you go.
there they are.
Artboard. So the first step is crucial. Nothing can be selected. Now click on edit artboards. And now click on that a few times. 1, 2,
where's
3, 4. Let's
artboard?
add 4.
How do you change where they actually land?
That's in another panel in your artboards panel. Just go ahead and do Command minus and then drag them. Command minus, minus, minus.
Where's artboards?
Yeah, and then just grab it and put it wherever you want it to land. But I don't want to spend time creating a new artboard.
Where are artboards?
Okay, you
Okay.
need to not first step, Barbara, which is what Christina hadn't
Oh,
done.
there,
but
I got
you're
it.
doing. Nothing selected. There we go. Then you see the artboards. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna add 4 artboards to that. And then we're gonna keep going. Okay.
I found artboards.
And then you hit
clicked
exit.
on 4.
Continue. All right, so here we go. Back to sharing my screen. So now I'm gonna zoom in. And let's start creating some gradients of our own. So let's go back to the one empty artboard or delete something else from an existing artboard. I don't care. I just don't want you to delete good stuff, but you can delete stuff. And make first make a big box and give it a flat color, any flat color that a flat color. Because I want to make something that you'll later be able to use as to make sure that it's transparent or not. So make a little strip of flat color and leave it kind of up there. And then go make another box. This time we're going to make a big one.
Ah,
Really?
still.
Am I done? Is it 4:25?
You
And I'm
need
down to the
to.
colors? I cannot believe it. Guys. Oh, 4:55. My computer just said 4:25, end class. I'm like, no.
Having too much fun.
Okay. Hold on, let me turn the sound off. I need to talk to my son who's reaching out. My
Did you
son.
draw an artboard? Come on, Barbara. Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone with me?
No.
Basically, I've made 2 boxes, each
Artboard.
one with the same fill color. Yeah?
Yes.
Artboards.
Okay. So, hi Curtis, you've been gone for a little bit. I've been doing some practicing on existing patterns and gradients and discovered that you guys who upgraded don't have the gradients that have been in the panel forever. Doesn't matter. Right now, we've made some new artboards and now we have 1 full color strip and then 1 box, and we're going to create some gradients in this box. So, doesn't matter what color they're filled with, just a solid color. And now on the I guess in the essentials, they don't have the gradients tool right there. That's interesting. Okay. Then let's go here to the same fill panel. And the third choice, this is the swatches, this is the colors, and this is the gradients tool. Go ahead and click on the gradients tool. And then this is the AI. But let's go to the gradients tool.
Or
Everyone here with me?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to go over here, and this is a set of gradients that used to come with the computer. Do you still have them?
Yes.
Click on this. You still have some?
Yes.
Same ones? Okay, choose the orange and yellow.
no. Well, I made them.
Right. Give me a yes if you have the orange and yellow gradient, and then I'll know I'm ready to move on.
Artboards. Oh, now I've got them. So I want to fill.
Give me a second. I need to call my son because he's asking for.
I'll just add it. Where's Phil? Barbie's so dumb. There used to be a paint can. That you would click on. Why don't I get artboards when I click on it?
Sorry, I was checking in. My other son was saying that my youngest son probably needs meds, and I was saying, give me 30 minutes. Check on him, make sure he's okay. All right. Okay. So do I have a yes? Does everyone have this yellow to orange gradient?
Mm-hmm.
Curtis, you're muted, so I think your mouth is moving, so you're trying to say something.
I can get there.
Okay. So basically all I need is for you guys to go in here, go from the swatches to the gradient panel, but I also, you guys for whom this changed a bit, if what you're seeing here is different, let me know. But if that's still there, then that's the gradients. And then go to this little box, there's a little arrow, and you click on that arrow, and there were 4 or 5 gradients, which are the ones that I used up here to show you, right there. And that some of the gradients went from black to white, and some went from colored to transparent, remember? Those are the 4 sample gradients that they have there. Okay, so now we have a gradient laying on there, a pre-made gradient. And when you see the gradient tool over here, you can work with the gradients 2 different ways. But first of all, from the top down, this same gradient can be linear or radial. You see these 2 choices? Linear
Yep.
or radial. Or, and the third one here, and this is a completely different creature, freeform. Now, freeform we're going to talk about last. This one you can't save. We're going to just like ignore it for now. Everything I'm going to talk about applies to these 2 first, okay? Linear gradient and radial gradient. But let's going to start with the linear gradient. All right, so the gradient can be worked on from here or from inside the shape. Let me just show you. I could go ahead and see how I have color spots at the bottom and little diamonds at the top. Same
Yes.
here. I have color spots on this line or little diamonds at the top. So first, let me explain what the diamonds are. The diamonds, well, the color spots, I'm sorry. The color spots are the color that that gradient did. So say that I want to click on this gradient right there on this color and double click. Then I can change this to be a red again, or a green, or a blue. Then what I've done is I've changed this color spot that's in that gradient from whatever yellow it was to blue. But in this case, notice that the other side had a yellow, but my diamond was skewed towards the yellow. So it's giving me a harsh transition on the yellow and a gradual increase to blue. So if I grab this diamond and I move it, then I am changing the transition time between one color and the other from color spot to color spot. Does that make sense? Somewhere in the middle, lots of grayish tones, or over there or over here. Does that make sense?
Which one of the colors, the CMYKs, did you move to get that blue?
I don't know. I just move stuff around. I don't care
Oh,
what.
okay.
Just get a
All
color.
right.
I don't care what colors you're using. Just move something to get a different color than the one that was there.
Okay.
And then we can move the diamond around to change the transition distance, okay? We can also move the color spot to start sooner or later. We can also say, well, here I have an orange, and here I have another deeper orange, and then I have a red, and I was like, do I really need this deeper orange? Well, I can just go ahead and drag it out and get rid of it, or select it and delete it, which is what I just did. I selected this one, I didn't want it, I hit my delete key, boom, it went away. Now, all of this that I've been doing, I could have done from in here as well. I could go over here and move the things from here. You see how I'm sliding the same stuff that I did over there, I could do in this little tiny space right there. You see that?
Yes.
It's equivalent. Give me yes, no's, give me like nods, you see how it's the same? I'm gonna,
I just didn't get I have the gradient, but not the purple in there.
the purple, double click on a color spot and choose another color. I don't care what color. Just as long as it's not the color that was there. So I moved these things around.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
It's a color spot. Now let's go to the first color spot, which is red. Let's double click on that one over here now. And I'm going to make it start with bright pink, for example. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just changing the colors. Does that make sense? And then I'm moving them around either here or here. We're doing exactly the same thing. If you can move the things around from here or from here, and you can move the transition, which is this little diamond, to make it bigger, or if you can take a color out, say that I take this orange out, right? Then, or in this case, say I take this blue out, I can take it away from here, or from here, you take it away by hitting the delete key here. If I want to take this blue out, I can just drag it down, boom, out. It's gone. Let me show you that again. I can just grab a color from here and just drag it down. Boom. I'm done. Now I only have 3 color spots on this whole gradient. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now I've taken colors out. It was a gradient with a ton of colors, and now it's a 3-color gradient. And if I want to change the colors, I just double click and I make it end green. I don't know. So now it's a 3-color gradient. See how I've been changing it back and forth, back and forth? All good with this?
No.
Clear your answers. And as long as you've been able to do what I've been doing, I'm going to show you some other things about it, but I want to make sure that you're good with this. You can change the colors and you can change the transitions. And when if you want to add a color spot, well, look at my mouse over here. When I hover in this bottom area between color spots, see how now my arrow has a little plus sign? When I click, oof, I've added a color spot. So I double click on it and give it a different color. So I've just added a color spot that wasn't there before. You see that? Same as here. If I put my mouse somewhere over there, see how my mouse suddenly has a little plus sign? And I click on that. I've added another color spot. Now I'm going to change that one to be bright yellow or whatever. So by the time I'm done, you know, the more color spots, the less smooth my gradient is. But I've been able to add color spots and take them away by dragging them down. So if you can add color spots and take them away, then you're good. Then,
Oh,
yes. So now I have an orange, red to orange to pink gradient. And
How do I get the line back onto my rectangle. I lost it.
You either click over here onto the gradient tools and it appears, or there's a gradient here tool to the left of our screen. So like if I'm somewhere else and I select this guy and
Okay.
I don't have that line, I can go down to the gradient, which is this one. And the moment I click on it, that line appears again.
It came back with the one on the left.
All right, so now let me show you over here what we're gonna do. I can now, so watch everyone, this is demo time again. Watch, watch, watch. So now I'm tired of the gradient being in that position. As long as I have this line, I can change the direction. I'm gonna go click and drag like this, and I'm changing the direction of that gradient. Or I'm gonna go click and drag, and I'm changing the direction in that. Click and drag and move it there, top to bottom, left to right. Pretty cool. I can have a gradient on this portion and then it just stays one color, or one over here and then it stays one color, or over here.
I got it.
Okay. So does everyone, whoops. Does everyone have that moving the gradient direction in whatever direction you want it to be? Give me a yes
Yes.
if this is working for you. Clicking and dragging the gradient from end to end or from less the end to end. And then you have that. A lot of the beginning color, a lot of the end color, and a little green transition. Okay, so if that's working, give me a yes. Okay, everyone said yes. Christina, you didn't say yes. Is that working for you?
Well, I actually did move it, but it went to two colors from a rainbow. So it's
So maybe you dropped one of the spots. Do you still have 3 spots?
I
don't-
reversed it by Control Z, but I was able to move it.
Okay, but say that what might have happened is you might have lost one of the color spots. Boom, now you're down to 2. So now you can put a color spot again. So look what happens when I put my mouse near this line. It has a little plus sign. I'm going to click and put another color spot there and then add that third color back.
Okay.
Okay, so you can move these to your heart's content. Now I want that to be a bit deeper. Okay. Now, let me clear your answers. Now, what if I don't want it? What if I want it to be one of these that ends in transparent? See that? This looks like it's blue to white, but it's really blue to transparent. Now, what we've been doing is equivalent to this, color to color. But how do I get this? So I'm going to select, so that's enough, that's good enough. Let's say that that's the gradient I have. Let me make a copy and move it over here because I want to make a copy of that, a screenshot of that. But now let's go back to this one. Sorry, when I have this thing. And I'm going to move it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of these color spots not be a full color. So let me double click on it over there, or you can do it over here. It doesn't matter. Double click over here. It doesn't matter. See how it says opacity 100? So for my color spot red, which is my last one, I'm going to bring the opacity down to 0. Now, I still have a red color spot, and if I have more gradient, it's just ending in no color. I could also have had it go not to 0, but go to like 30%. So 30% of the gradient is still transparent, but 50%. But if instead I have it go to 0, then it truly ends up in 0. So let me actually make my gradient go left to right, so it's a bit easier to show you this instead of having it go there. So this is my gradient. Full coverage, then as I approach the red color, my red goes down to nothing. That's the equivalent of this blue, like this blue sky that goes down to nothing. I can also have this color be 100%, but have the middle color go down to 0. So it's a gentle gradient down to 0. Okay, so then I have pure red, pure pink, but my orange, and then I have maybe less of the orange. So I go for a really quick gradient down to have a little great little spot where I see the color yellow. Now, if this color yellow extends all the way, then I never have white, right? It just goes down to that color. But if it doesn't extend, then half of it shows up as white because that's the color of the paper. If this is working for you, then give me a yes. Did I have a yes before? I apologize. I'm not sure I had cleared your feedback. Is this yes from this? Does it work? Just everyone's good with the sending it to a different color or to transparency? You can also have had the opposite version of this, which is, I'm gonna copy that over here and I'm gonna have it be that the outside two sides go to 0, the middle one goes to 100, and then the two outside ones go to 0. And then I have just a little spot of color right there. So for those of you wondering how to make the glare of a sun, glare of a, not the glare, like the shine of the sun on an ocean or something, was it the other day when you were doing the gradients for your beach, Curtis? This might be helpful, you know? It's basically a gradient that, now, I can turn any of these gradients into radial. Boom. So like right now, this could look, I know. This could be the sun, right? This could be bright yellow. Let's make this be bright yellow. I'm gonna go down here and I can use this guy to find my big yellow. And this here is a bit of a lighter yellow. And this one is the lightest yellow yet. And on top of that, it goes down to 0. So next thing you know, I can have a bit of a sun. I shouldn't have it in yet. I shouldn't have actually a pink, bright, transparent spot in the middle. I go change that, but you know what I mean? So here we're in Illustrator, and why is this one going to white? That spot should go to 100. There we go. So here we have, you know, a sun in the sky. Does that make sense? Give me a couple of other ideas or examples, and then let's do some screenshots. And then I want to show you the free form. So this is good. Any questions before I show you one more? Nope. So it's a matter of playing around, right? And creating your own.
When you pick a gradient, how do you get it to fill the box?
What do you mean, fill the box?
Well, I've got all these boxes, but they're all blue.
We'll select the box and then make a gradient on it. Share your screen to understand what your issue
I
might be.
just lost all my boxes, I think.
Go ahead and share your screen. Meanwhile, I'm going to be posting some of these gradients. I know. Okay, go ahead and say Command 0. Say Command 0 so that we can see. Okay, so here's your blue box. Okay, selected. It's not selected now. And now change the colors. Now it's got a gradient, and now you can change the colors of your gradient. Okay, good.
Now, if I click on blue,
Oh, I stopped your.
it puts it on the
Well,
outside.
if you click on blue, it'll fill with blue. But if you want one of the gradient spots to be blue, then you have to double click on the little color spot and then choose blue, and then it'll be part of the gradient. Okay? Share your screen again if not, because I stopped because it seemed to be working for you.
Okay, I got a little dot, but that's about it. Let me, real quick, maybe I can do this quickly. Where'd that other share go? Can you see my screen?
I can see it. Seems to be working, so I'm not
Yeah, I
sure what
put
the
a
question is.
little blue dot right there,
Yeah.
but how do I get it to radiate out?
Oh, you
Over
have,
here?
okay. No, you have, no, stop, stop. You have another
Yeah.
little orange color spot that's right next to it. Okay. So move it over a bit. Yeah. It was too close. And then that little diamond above will help. No, 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 no. Hold on. Hold on. That little diamond. Yeah. Move it to the left a bit so it's a bit more softer.
Ah,
You can either do
thank
it where you're
you.
doing it or
I've
you
been
can do it
catching,
here.
trying to catch you, so I was missing what you were teaching. Thank you,
So
Diane. I
these are
think I
the
got
color
it.
spots, and these diamonds are how fast or not it transitions from one color to the other. And you can do it where you're doing it there, or you can do it straight on the gradient over here as well, right? These are the color spots. You can move them around
Yes, I see the diamonds over there too.
either way. All right, cool. Now, two more things, and I know that we're almost done. And I don't care. Here we go. What if you want to save one of these gradients? You really love it. You want the sun gradient saved or whatever. So let's go back to this box over here. Let's go to our gradient. Click on this little arrow.
I don't have that box now.
Well, you have to go to the fill.
Oh, that's my, okay. My box is on top of your,
Okay, then click on this little arrow, and then down here, you add to swatches. So
Ah,
right at the bottom, that little thing. So now when I go to my swatches and I look at my swatches, here's my little yellow gradient.
add to. Oh, I must have some.
Select this gradient. I'm going to select this one. And I'm going to go over to the gradients box, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add to swatches. So now if I make a new box over here that I want to color with that gradient, I go over here to my swatches and there it is. Boom, I was able to color the
Orange.
gradient. You see that?
Oh, I was typing. I'm sorry. And BLUE
I can color it with that
underscore
gradient. I was able to save the gradient.
D.
Okay. If that worked, give me a yes. I'm going to show you one more thing before we're done with gradients. And there's one thing I didn't show you yet that's really important. I have two more things to show you. So it's kind of
Went
okay.
away.
I have like 2 minutes to show you two more things. So if you're kind of okay with that and you're going to practice, then focus back on me.
File.
So Barb, I'm going to move
Save.
on to two more things I want to show you that I want you guys to explore on your own. The first one is very quick. It's another gradient. Let's put one of these here, and the other one is exploration. So here's one more gradient. But I told you that there is a freeform gradient, which is this last one here. I'm going to turn it into freeform. Let me move in. So all I did was clicked on that third choice, And then these gradients, you can, so I'm going to double click on this one, which is, I'm going to make it blue. I'm going to double click on this one and I'm going to make it, I don't know, whatever, green. And I'm going to just move things around. But see how it's not radial, it's not whatever, it's just like tie-dye, so to say. And the amount of gradient between them, you make it bigger or smaller with this. That's like the equivalent to the diamond. If you want it to be tighter or bigger. And then the color, you double click and you change the color this way. Okay. So you can have more. So if I click in the middle of this, boom, I've added a color. So I can make this one be deep pink. So now those are all the points I move around. Now this cannot be saved. So you can make it, now it's really cute and cool. You can copy it and paste it to another, document and it'll be there. But this isn't savable. You can't save this gradient. It's not savable as a swatch, is all I'm saying. You can make these and they're beautiful, but you can't create them. The one you have, if you put it in a library, maybe it's changed, but I have not been successful in a library. Let's see if it allows me to add it to the library. Fill color, and it gave me that box. I don't think if I try to pin something with that box, nope, it just gave me a blank white. So no go. Okay. Now what I can do as a color, but I can save it as a piece of art. As a piece of art. I grabbed the whole piece of art and dragged it in here. So if I go to another file in the future, I can drag it out and I can use it as a piece of art. But I can't then keep working on it. Now it's a piece of art and it's immutable. It's like the Mona Lisa or something. It's
How did you get pattern options?
What's that?
How did you get to pattern options?
I don't have pattern options. What are you talking about?
How did you get to it?
But I don't know what you're talking about because I don't see it. So what do
Oh,
you
it's on my,
on your
it
screen?
was from my program and it was over on your board.
Okay. So I want to show you two more things and then I'm going to go and show you where you see because I do know that there's some places here for pattern options, but that's not, it's over
Excuse
here.
me. You said we couldn't add gradients?
This gradient, the freeform gradient, you
Because
can.
I just added it.
Well, you have the new version. How
Okay.
did you add it? Did
I
you go
clicked
over
out
here?
of it and then I put
You
that
were able to add it the same way I added the other
the
gradients?
noose over it and then I dragged it over to libraries. I opened
Oh
up
yeah,
libraries.
no, the libraries that's what I'm saying. You can add, in the libraries, you can add the shape. See how I added the shape here, right?
Mhm.
But this is not the gradient, meaning it's a piece of art with those colors. The real one here is still a gradient that I can keep changing and moving around.
Yeah.
This piece that I put in here, if I put in another document, is stuck. That's all it can
Right.
be. I can't, it doesn't have an active gradient to it. Like I can't.
Yours says graphics, which I also have, but I have another row called gradients in my
Okay,
library.
well, that's good news because mine isn't. That might be because you just upgraded. So that's good to know. Mine is not, mine up until now never sent it gradient. So I'm gonna upgrade. So whatever changes are happening are pretty big. That's good to know. When I upgrade, I'll go check and see that I can add this gradient. Okay. I've been able to add this gradient all along. It's the freeform gradient that's the one that's not been adaptable. That's all. But if you can take a freeform gradient and add it, no, that's really good. It's the lineal has always been addable, so to say. It's the freeform gradient that I just showed you that wasn't acceptable before. So if it is now, that's good. Okay, last thing I want to show you guys. Last thing. It's very important. Let me make a box, a couple boxes here. Doesn't matter. Ah, come on.
Have them picked out.
Why am I
Where
not
did they
able
go?
to? Oh, I'm making them.
Your
Okay.
fill is white.
I feel his white. I'm like, here I'm the teacher. Okay. So let me make this brown. Okay. Um, let me make a few. It doesn't matter. Just watch because I don't have time to like show you much more than this, but just watch. And it's mainly because my son is waiting for me to give him some meds. Otherwise, I don't mind staying a little bit longer, but I told him 30 minutes. Okay, so watch. One thing that the computer has always had, Illustrator always has, is over here, and you have to have something selected. So you see the color apples down here. There's a little thing. There we go. That looks like a little bookshelf. That's the icon that we used to have for libraries before. See how it's a Swatch Libraries menu? So I can go in here, and there's a ton of libraries that are already created. You know how Moni was creating her young gradient, pink gradient? I can go over here and I can use so many different gradients. I like the art history ones. Maybe I'm going to go for prehistory, Renaissance colors. And then all these Renaissance colors come up, and I can just paint with that one or with this one or with this one or with this one. So if I don't want to make my own colors, I have choices here of colors that I can make. What if I want to move them over? Well, say that I like this set. I can just double click on this little kind of suitcase folder, and I double clicked on it, and boom, it just disappears so you can't see it. I double click on it, and here it is. I've transferred those colors over to my palette. Something I hadn't shown you either, out of the new colors that I made, I can shift click all the new colors that I've made, which are down here, and I can make a new little group for them and call them my colors. So for example, for a certain artwork, I've made my little colors right there. Those are the ones that I created during today's class. I can go over here and I can choose celebration colors, and I'll like these bright colors, and I'm going to go, okay, I want these, and I double click. And if so, when I look at my palettes, now I have the bright colors, okay? So now I can go ahead and start painting this with the bright colors, right? Boom, and boom, and boom. Now, there's patterns in here that I can look for. I have metal, colors, foods, lots of gradients, okay? Lots of simple gradients, skin tones, spectrums. Check them out. I have patterns. That was the original question. Where's the patterns? Here we go. I have patterns. I have graphics. I have textures. Pictures, these are the ones that the sample ones. I can go to basic dots, for example.
How do you get it?
And I can click on this dotted pattern. I can select this one and get little lines or, different things. Now these, as soon as I use them, they appear here as if they've transferred over. Okay, so play around with all of these guys and have some fun.
But how do you get that onto the paper?
Select a shape and then fill it with, in this case, dotted patterns. So you have something selected, and then so here's textiles, right? So here's like colors of textiles, and you can just choose to use the color from here directly. That's it, right? So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Or if you like the set of colors, then you have to, because over here, this didn't stay, right? If I want it to stay, I can just double click, and then it came over and it stayed. And now I can use these. Okay, so you basically select a shape that you've made and give it the color you want. If you want pre-made libraries with lots of really cool tones, then here we go. Use these, okay? Color books, here you have those Pantone. You used to have Pantone, but there's other brands, True Match. These are like competitors to Pantone. They used to have the Pantones there. They don't have them anymore. And then the last quick thing I want to share is over here, let me make another box. And I haven't practiced with this one, but in the fill, the final choice was the pattern, the new one. Describe the pattern you want to generate. So maybe I'm going to say palm leaves. I don't know. I'm going to generate. And now let's see if it generates a good palm leaves pattern. And this is probably that text to pattern, that feature that I told you, Curtis, to research. And there we go. Now I have a palm leaf pattern just got created for me. Okay, and if I like it or don't like it, I have 3 variations. I can go to that one or this one or this one and say I like this one. So there you go. I think this is the one that they call the text to pattern because as you can see, I just wrote it.
Over.
It gave me 3 choices. So this is artificial intelligence.
Thanks very much.
Okay. So, but this doesn't let you create like with your shape, Curtis, so that
Yeah,
one
I
is
know.
more
Yeah.
interesting. So there you go. You have a place to find more colors and more patterns, and you can make your own, or AI can make the ones that you want, or you can use the library of pre-made patterns, or you can make your own gradients. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
This is great.
Oh my God, it popped in.
a lot of fun stuff. What's that?
It popped in. I finally got a pattern to go in.
Oh, okay, good. All right, so do some screenshots and post them, please. And I'm going to do some of this. So I'm going to head over here and post some of this stuff. Thank you guys. I'm seeing your postings. Diana, I'm going to go with color and pattern libraries retrieved from the bottom of the default swatches palette. So that's this. And then I'm going to say that this is freeform gradient above and generated
I don't know how I did it.
AI generated palm pattern, AI generated palm leaf pattern below. So that's this screenshot. There you go. Publish. Here we go. And then I have, oh, I got the wrong screenshot. There we go. That's the right
Nice
screenshot.
tile.
And then the last one that I didn't post yet was radial gradient to transparency to look like the sun, so to say. And there we go. All right, so those are the things I created. Hopefully you guys are posting all the stuff you created. I see Curtis. I see gradients. Okay, wonderful. Keep posting and ask me questions and hopefully sign up for the class the next time it comes around and we'll keep learning more. There's some recoloring tools that I didn't get to teach you. There's so much stuff. It's just fun. Color and tones and
Oh,
so
man.
especially if you take the next one, remind me and tell me to continue with the other colored tools that we have available. Okay.
Making me crazy.
That's the thing about this class. There's so many things that I can't, more and more and more and more. So each time I teach it, I'll focus on different things and I get to teach more of one, more of the other. But yeah, can't teach it all in one class anymore. Okay,
There's too much.
too much. Thank you, Curtis. Oh, Curtis just left. He said something nice. Okay, guys, have a great week and a half of vacation before I'll see some of you guys in my first class. This starts as the Photoshop class, after that, the Mac classes, and then these start a little bit later. Okay?
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
I'm gonna send an email to everyone with the new classes asking you all to sign up. And remember, if you can, even if you can only sometimes, and you see that I'm begging you because I need students, please sign up, even if it's just to save the class, even if then you can't take it now and then. I need that kind of help. Other than that, please, hopefully you can take the class that you want to take. That would be much better. But every now and then, I might need a little a little begging to make a class go from 17 to 20, then I might request some help there. Other than that, I'll see you guys hopefully in great classes that you want to take in the fall.
Thank you.
you.
Hope your son
Thank
gets
you.
better.
Thank you.
Hope
Yeah,
your
I
son
hope
feels better.
I run to go give him some meds now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.